Is that the webcam?
No, that's
Okay.
the whole thing.
You know those what are they called? You know how you like those machines that you vacuum pack food? Do you have one of those? You know, it sucks the air out or whatever, like the vacuum pack like a steak or something.
You do that with clothes.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
A laminator.
The laminator.
We have one of those.
Do you have one that's got a delaminator function? 'Cause I think that's what we need to open this. This is not open. You want to try it?
I feel like you're stronger than me, so if you can't do it.
You might be too strong.
I don't think it's a strength thing, though.
It might be too much strength, possibly too. It's
I have one nimble.
I'm a little ham-handed.
We have this.
Are we sure there wasn't a tool to open this bag in the box?
Was the box sealed when you got it?
Hey, because that's exactly what we need. Did you just have this laying around?
It's sitting right there on the edge of the table.
Let's see if we can put this in here.
Is there a spot
It's
to plug it
perfect.
in?
It's almost like it's made for puzzles.
I think all the plugs are.
All plugs are used. Oh wait.
Does it take batteries?
The plug reaches.
Did this come in the box?
Oh, there we go.
with the puzzle?
No,
This, I think Joel had this laying next to him. Okay. Is there a delaminate setting?
Maybe you go through the other side.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know how long it usually takes.
Do anything?
It's not, doesn't feel hot, but should it be
Cold?
cold?
Yeah. Or maybe you do go through this side. Maybe it just wasn't warmed up yet. ABS.
What's that button do?
Goes in and out.
I think
You
it
know-
needs to be held in there for longer.
Maybe.
So you didn't hold it in there.
I also did. You can tell that the seal's been broken.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe it did something. Like it's not.
I smell something smoking. I think it's this.
Maybe it's the motor.
Surprised it's not pulling.
So I think it's pulling the air out, though, right? Yeah, I can see it get smaller. The bag's getting smaller. Yeah, see, it's moving.
Oh, they're pulling it through?
I mean, how long are we meant to wait for this though? Because
I can smell it burning. Can you? It's sucking it in a little bit too.
That's a sign it's working.
What does ABS mean? Is that like a braking system?
Like the anti-lock or anti-braking. Maybe that's what. Maybe you push it to hold it in and
Something's
stop it.
burning.
Well, that's good though, right? Isn't that what we want?
Well,
Or we don't.
you want some burning, I think, but I think this is. Oh, look at that!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Ooh, that smells. All right.
Great.
So, what I like to do is just a couple things. I like to put these all back in the box like this. Okay. This will put that. We'll reseal that later and get that. If you can find some of that silica gel to put in there.
Yeah, I got some.
I don't know what you guys usually. The first thing most people do when they start puzzles is look for the corners. I think we decided earlier that that's the wrong way to go about that. So is there? Do we have the? We've already got a picture of the puzzle, right?
It should be on the. Yeah, you want to bring up the.
So, yeah. So we're gonna try and instead of finding the edges.
Should I shut this down? I'm sorry to interrupt. Should I shut this down? Should I just...
Sure. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I won't hurt. Maybe.
Right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Keep going.
So instead of, and this isn't something that you'll learn in a book, but instead of finding the edges first, like a lot of people try and find the corners, the four corners, because they're the easiest pieces to find, right? And then they find the edges. But what that does is it gives you a false sense of how easy the puzzle is going to be, because anybody can put together edges. So what we want to do is find the middle piece and build out from there. Does that make sense? So it looks like, what would you say is the middle piece here? Maybe this little, what is that, a duck? I don't know what that is.
Is the black thing what it is, or the
I
yellow
think
thing?
it's going to be like part of the yellow thing and part of the black thing, maybe. That's like a, what is that, like a razor blade or something?
Yeah, yeah.
See that? There's
Notch.
the blade there.
There's the notch there.
So we're looking for the eye of the duck and the part of the razor blade that's right next to the duck's eye.
Okay.
Here's a black piece, but it's got purple on it. See, so that's not it.
That's
probably
going to be
right
for
there.
down there.
Right, exactly. So we'll put this. So we'll put this over here. I guess we just kind of gotta. You maybe take a handful, start looking
Okay.
for a piece that's got yellow and black on it, and then we'll work out from there. Here's one, but it's like a light. It's like gray,
All right.
but that's not it.
Is this like your family tradition of how you do puzzles? Because it's completely different from what we do.
Well, there is a tradition in my family of doing puzzles, but this is not something that they would ever sign on to. They're the kind of folks who kind of take the easy way out and do the edges first.
Because we start with all pieces down, and then you go around, you take turns,
So
and
you
you
flip them up.
until you find a match,
Yeah.
and then when you get the match, then you can go again.
Yeah, you make a game out of it, kind of.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
you're
good
like-
idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then you flip two up, and if you don't get the match, you flip them down.
Yeah.
And then you can keep going around the table to get a match.
I'm not seeing any yet that look like that. So it's a duck and a razor blade.
I just feel like this heater under the table is just making my leg way too
Yeah, I
hot.
think that's-
like right on my shin.
Yeah. Well, look, can we turn it off for a minute?
Boy, if it was just moved away from
Well, I don't
me.
want it any closer to me, so that's.
Well, there's no one over there, so we could put
Ow!
it over there.
God, that thing is hot.
My doctor said I can't get my shins too hot,
Okay.
and it's right
All
there.
right, I'm gonna try and turn it off.
You gotta like push a button, and yeah, there you go.
Well, now it's too quiet in here.
I know. Here.
You can put it on low,
Yeah.
or that's on high. I think you gotta squeeze that. It's a safety. Like squeeze that together. Maybe you can do it.
Well, we don't.
You have
like
to
I
push
said,
one and turn the other.
we don't need to change any settings if we just move the heater just over there. But
I'd like to keep it
Sounds
on
a
the-
little dangerous. Boy, that gets hot, doesn't it? Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe we should just. Okay.
On the cement, maybe.
What's that?
Should it be on the cement or the carpet?
Probably the cement, because I don't think the cement burns.
well, now can we put it back on though? Because now it's all.
Yeah, put it back on, Joel. We still need it. There
Well, that's the last time I'm moving it.
we go. Okay.
I just pulled this out of the box, and these two bits are already
Wow.
together. So
Yeah.
So I can save that.
Yeah,
is
save
that an
that one.
accident or is that?
Well, what you should do, what the purists would tell you to do is, especially when you get the pieces out of the box, if you find two that are put together, you should take them apart and then mix them back in.
Reshuffle.
I'm not that much of a purist. I'm okay with you keeping those together.
Okay. Well, I'll put that over there.
Okay.
What if we accidentally find an edge piece? I wasn't looking for it, but it.
I mean, I'll leave that up to you. What I usually do is throw it back in the box, just mix it in again. Like, see, I found an edge piece here. I'll just kind of,
Well, I don't want to
throw a
redraw it
little
though.
piece. Well, I mean, the chances of you, it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, so the chances of you redrawing it are fairly slim.
How big is this puzzle?
Oh, you mean like size-wise?
Yeah.
1,000 pieces.
Yeah. No, I more meant like, is it going to fit on this table?
Oh yeah, it should. I think it's the size, like the size. It should be the size of the box, right? Isn't that usually how it is?
I think it would have to be by definition.
Yeah, right. You're right. Absolutely. Oh, is this? Does that look like a? No, it's got blue in it.
Oh, I found another edge piece.
Like I'm not gonna make you throw it back in. But you know, just if you're ever in a,
There's another one.
if you're ever in a like a competitive puzzle situation, that's going to be frowned upon.
I'm just here to win.
Yeah.
Oh, and I guess, I mean, if people want to put this puzzle together with us at home, this is the Charlie Harper or the Coral Reef puzzle. So
Yeah.
that's the one we're doing tonight. If you have it, you know, join us from home.
Yeah, you get a bit of a late start. Here's another example of two pieces that fit together that came in the box like that, or is that the one you threw back in there?
I put that one over there.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
that's
put.
another.
Can I put that one over there by
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you are there?
There's another edge piece.
Boy, it's tough. That middle piece. I don't know where it is.
It's got to be in here somewhere. Do you think anybody's trying to Skype? Do people know how to Skype us? Do they want to talk to us as we're doing the puzzle?
Mm-hmm. Should we call somebody and see if they know how to? Skype somebody?
Skype somebody to see if they have Skype?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'll keep looking.
Let's try that guy again. This is kind of a cool looking piece of that.
Oh,
Oh, look at this. I don't want to. I see two pieces that go together,
yeah. Yeah?
but I don't want to do anything until we
Do
find that
anything.
middle piece, unless they're already together, from the box. Like we shouldn't be putting together any pieces right now, unless they come already put
Those,
together
those
like that.
come like that. So
Okay.
That was probably.
those
Oh,
two
yeah.
bits came like that.
Hi, Jay. Do you see any? We're trying to find the middle piece. Do you see that on the table yet, or in the box?
You want to put them up on the view?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Where's
Look at that. It's got a little eyeball in it.
Oh, that's a nice one. Hello?
where Wizard and Phil at?
Can you see the puzzle pieces, Jay?
They're not here. Wizard and Phil is a different show. You're on the wrong channel, I think.
What?
I think you're on the wrong channel. What are you trying to watch?
I think I found the middle piece. Oh no! I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's a guitar.
I got
Jay?
I think I know how to get the retweets on the what's going on? I don't understand.
We haven't asked anyone to retweet anything yet, so
We're trying to find. See, I don't know how you usually do puzzles. Can you hear me, Jay?
I can't hear you.
So, a lot of people when they open up a puzzle, your first instinct is to find the corners and the edges first, right?
I'm not familiar with.
Well,
I don't know. If it's
let's
an
do a
instinct, though.
hypothetical, like a typical person, not you, would when they open up a puzzle tend to go for the edges first because those are the easiest. But anyone who knows anything about Puzzlecraft will tell you that that's the worst thing you can do because it lulls you into a false sense of like how easy the puzzle is going to be. So what I do is I find the middle piece and build out from there. Does that make sense?
I'm not really familiar with puzzles.
I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
He's not familiar with puzzles.
Well, you don't have to be. I mean, you'll be familiar with puzzles shortly. Long story short, do you see any of the pieces on the table right now that look like the middle piece?
Can you see the puzzle cam from above?
No.
Oh.
Oh, because Jay's camera.
Oh, because
Skype
you're,
is in the way.
you know, because
They
yeah,
probably
because your
changed it.
Skype calls in the middle, is overlaying it. Can you move that? Hold on a second, Jay. Do you see the board now?
No.
After the tape delay. You might gotta wait for the tape delay, maybe.
Okay.
Can you see the board?
I can't see YouTube because
Oh,
I was on
You're
my,
on
my
Skype.
Chromebook and it doesn't. I can't make the Skype window smaller.
oh.
Oh, you can't minimize it.
No. Well, I mean, I
Did you hit
totally,
the little? There's a
well,
in the top right.
maybe I can.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
can make it totally go away, I guess.
Okay.
Might lose the camera.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Anyway, do you
Oh, now he's got the.
Okay, now I can see it.
you can see it?
Yeah.
Do you see any pieces that look like they go together, or maybe do you see the middle piece? Oh,
Check that out.
yeah, that's. I think Jamie might have
Yeah.
found it.
That one.
No, I don't know.
You see what I'm pointing at?
Oh, Jay sees a different one, I think.
There, right
Here?
like there. I don't know which.
Is
Jay,
this the
can
one
you,
you're
like,
pointing
from
at?
Jay's finger. Can you angle?
Uh,
Jay, point again.
Point again. Point. No. Look at yourself. Look at yourself on the video. You know how you're in the bottom corner of the screen.
Yeah.
Point to where the puzzle pieces are on the feed, like this live stream.
Yeah.
Like,
Cross your arm, like we won't be able to see your arm.
Oh.
like, see where you are on the video screen there. Point to where
Yeah, but
you
the
think
stuff on the
piece
video
is.
screen is like last week. Like it's. If I point,
Yeah,
I have
like
to wait.
that. Except you're not
If
pointing
I-
to the puzzle pieces. You're pointing the opposite direction. So point the other way and point to the piece that you think is the. Okay, that's closer. Is it this one?
I can't see you. I put you down to look at the live stream.
Should I hold it closer to the camera?
So I'm seeing on my screen. I see Joel and Jamie and Sig, and I do not see Phil or Wizard.
Well, they're not here. They're not in the room.
Are you sure you're watching the?
You sure you're watching the right stream?
Do they have a stream tonight?
I can hear.
Can you hear them?
Well, I hear a lot of people talking because when the Skype call was going, I had it going on I had the TV show going on my TV in the other room, and I didn't get a chance to turn that off.
What TV show was it?
It was some kind of, I don't know, it just like some people were sitting around.
True crime?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go turn it down because I can hear myself.
Okay.
Well, he didn't help us at all there with the middle page.
The problem is that he couldn't understand that where he's looking at the wrong camera feed.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
a lot
You
less
see
confusing
like how
now.
where he is in the screen there? The way that he's looking at it is, you know what I'm saying though? Is
I
this
think
making
looks
sense?
like he's looking in a mirror.
Right, exactly. So if he's pointing that way at the puzzle piece that he thinks he's trying to identify,
Can we get Jay up there? I think that's what we need to do.
so he's pointing straight down?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Or could he point to the opposite place where the?
Yeah,
puzzle piece
that's
is?
what I was trying to explain to him earlier. What you have to do, Jay, is instead of pointing to the piece like where you think it is, where you're looking at the screen, you have to point the exact opposite direction, 180 degrees opposite. Because it's like we're looking into a mirror.
The problem is that you're all talking on my screen, but the words aren't coming out of your mouth at the right time.
I can see how that could be a problem.
I don't think that has anything to do with you pointing at the piece. I think if you just start pointing, it doesn't matter if there's a delay or not. Does
At
that make
the
sense?
pigs?
Right. It's also too important to remember too that if you point at a piece, that piece goes somewhere.
Piece.
Puzzle
I
piece.
thought I heard point at the pigs.
All right. Well,
Is there anyone else trying to call? Because
I don't know. We should probably find out. Anyway, Jay, you're welcome to point out more pieces if you want. If you see anything that goes someplace.
Yeah, you just can't sit there.
Well, I called in to play Rush songs. I don't know what's going on.
I heard it, and it was good. Was that you playing it?
That was me playing. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I thought that Wizard and Phil would get that. I don't know where they are.
I think you might be a little confused about what this is, Jay.
I think Jay either needs to point to a piece of the puzzle in the box or hang up the call.
Or doesn't have to be in the box. It can be one of the pieces we already took out.
Yeah, point to a piece that you think is the middle piece or hang up the call, because that's what we're trying to do.
Exactly. Right. You almost had it. No. Not straight. You were pointing the right way. No. Whatever you... Wherever you think the piece is, point in the... Would it be 180 degrees? Or 360? 360 degree opposite direction.
But don't
What if
watch-
I found the puzzle on the internet and found the piece there?
That's actually not a bad idea. Is that you might be able to look up, like if you look up the puzzle on the internet, there should be a. Do they do that with puzzles?
A key?
Not a key, but like it shows you all the.
Cheat sheet?
I don't know. I mean, like it shows you the puzzle pieces, not put together, but all like there should be like each one of these has a number, you know.
So is the middle one going to be number 1?
That's a good question.
Well, I guess you'd subtract the last piece from the first piece and divide it by 2.
It's got to either be number 1 or number 1,000, right? Unless it starts at one corner and goes down to the other.
Yeah, I would think so, but I don't know which one it is. But it doesn't really. Well, I guess it doesn't
One
matter.
could be 1, or it could be 1,000, or it could be 500. I think those are the possibilities.
Is a puzzle a spiral? Does it fit together as a spiral?
I don't think it can be a spiral if it's a rectangle.
No, it can be or can't be a spiral if it's a rectangle.
I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, Jay, I don't know if you heard what we were saying earlier, but then this might help you to identify it. The middle piece looks like it's it's part of it is a duck head, and the other part is a razor blade. You see anything like that on the table?
Like, how big is this piece anyway? Is it like...
Well, I mean, it's like you said before. By definition, the puzzle has to be as big as the picture on the box.
Right.
No, that's not true. Actually, it's got to be as big as the box, right?
They look pretty big.
They do look pretty
Like
big.
from where I'm sitting. Like one piece is
So, like, do you think this is the piece?
almost an eighth.
No, because there's 1,000 pieces. So, well, here, look at it this way. Like, let's do this. That's an edge. Don't pay no attention.
Those actually
That's
aren't
an
put
edge.
together either.
No, I know, but we'll make up for the difference that, like, I'll show you in a sec. So,
I figured out how the puzzle could be a spiral, by the way. Even though it's a rectangle.
How's that?
Well, the rectangle is just sort of a piece of the universe. But the spiral maybe keeps going outside what the puzzle actually is.
And then you chop some off at the end.
Well, this is right. When they put it in the box, they have to chop off the rest of the universe because obviously it wouldn't fit in the box otherwise.
None of these look chopped though. But I've
No.
never done a puzzle this size before. So
Are there-
I just can't tell.
these pieces are real chalky. You notice that?
Grip. Good grip on
Oh,
it.
yeah, right. So anyway, what I was doing here, this little exercise, so we can kind of extrapolate. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let's say the.
So this has to be 100.
But these would typically go together. So let's say you add an extra 2 pieces of length here because of the way they fit together like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12. So and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's call that. We put all these together, call it 15. So what's 12 times 15? Okay?
12 times 15? It's like easily over 100, I would say.
What is 12 times 15?
Well, doesn't it have to be 1,000?
Well, 1,030?
No, it can't be more than
Oh, it can't be more than 1,000.
Maybe it's just 30 then, or 15.
Well, 15 times.
15 times 10 is 150. Plus 30 is 180. So that
Negative,
that can't be
negative
right.
3.
That doesn't make any sense. How could there only be 100 and... Do you think it's possible that like each piece has 5 identical pieces in the box? Like there's only 180 pieces. Maybe there's...
Duplicates.
Yeah, right. Like there's actually 5 puzzles in here.
Is it like
I
some of
didn't
those?
think about that.
Some
or
of
they're
those.
or they're 1,000 puzzles.
Seems
That's a
like
bit- that's a
seems
bit
like a
too
box
many.
would be bigger though, doesn't it?
Might be one of
They're
those,
small.
like one of those brain teasers where they ask how many squares there are, and the
Yeah.
whole thing is a square.
Yeah.
So it,
Yeah, this is 2 pieces, and it's also 1 piece when you put it together.
But
So that's
well,
3. That's 3 pieces. That's 3 pieces of a puzzle.
Yeah.
And then this is how many puzzle pieces are here, right? You'd say 3, but it's actually 3, 2, 1, and then the whole thing.
Well, that's if they're together though, right?
Yeah, but I think it's 1,000 pieces when it's done.
Do these ones that came together, is that counted as 1 piece or 2 pieces?
That's a good question. I think you have to count it as 1 because that's how it came out of the package.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting case, Jay. I just found this one. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see it on the overhead camera there? This is a piece. Can you see this?
I'll see it in like 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. It's a piece that is. How would you describe that, Jamie?
Well, they've come together, but
But it's not. This is not a legitimate intersection of pieces.
As an error card, I guess.
It's an error card. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. See what happened there, though?
yeah.
So
Which
what?
one is correct, I guess, is the...
Jay, you seeing this?
No.
Are both sides? Is that both of those shiny, or is one?
No. That's matte. It's like a matte. What color is that? What color
'Cause
is that?
if that is on here, then because I know it looks like
Oh, you're saying like it might
maybe
be.
it is.
Oh,
Because if it came like that, then it probably means that it's a piece of this.
I think I understand it now.
but
I
then I
think
don't
I
get
understand
why.
why the numbers don't add up. Each piece is 2 pieces because it's got 2 sides.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what is that? That's 360. We have another call coming in. Jay, can you call back later? I really want you to see this piece. It's an
Okay.
error card.
Oh man, that's gonna be worth money.
All right, I'm hanging up on Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
All right.
Who's calling?
Hey, Phil. How's it going?
What are you putting together tonight?
You puzzling? Oh, great.
any of them the middle piece? Because that's what we're looking for.
We're looking for the middle piece. No, it's too light in color. It looks like part of it's a duck head and part of it's a razor blade.
Yellow and black.
That's getting closer. That could be that actually kind of does look like the duck's eyeball.
Yeah, maybe the scale is different than we thought.
Yeah, you might be. How many pieces is that puzzle that you're working with? Yeah,
That looks like.
that looks pretty close. Yeah, that's got some animals on it. Is there a duck on there?
Well, that's a fish, and this is a coral sea.
That's true. Yeah. Can you see the pieces, Phil? Can you see the overhead shot of the table?
Puzzle cam?
Just hit Control and then push up on your touchpad there on your computer. Should expand. Yeah, there you go. I'm having a really hard time hearing Phil. Can you guys
I
hear
can hear
him?
him fine. How about you, Jamie?
Yeah, I think he just needs to speak up.
No, I think it's these headphones.
Maybe your headphones are softer than ours.
Maybe.
Hey, Hal, can you? I'm going to hand you about a handful of pieces. I'd like you to just go through and see which one of these fit together.
See if they fit together. Like a couple of them.
Can you turn the volume up on those?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Is there a...
Maybe plug them into a different outlet. Maybe he's.
Well, then it'll
That's
be
a little bit better.
Then it'll be too loud for Joel, so...
We kind of tried that already. It's a good idea, but I don't know. You can't really see again, and you can expand your screen if you just hit Control and do the two-finger thing.
Yeah, that should
That should
You got a
work.
smart TV?
Is that a smart TV? Well, regardless, Phil, so we tried doing that. I don't know if you can see it, but Joe pointed out that by definition, this is a good point, I didn't think of this, by definition, the size of the puzzle has to be the size of the box, right? So we tried overlaying the puzzle pieces on top of the box. There's not nearly enough room. Six hours? 8 hours?
It was a pre-planning stage that we were,
How many thermoses of coffee have we gone through?
This is number 3. Appreciate it, Phil.
Thank you.
Okay.
Didn't hear much of that, but thanks.
He said something nice.
Okay, good.
I wasn't listening.
I think I'm going to go see if I have another headphones. Please continue.
My ears are a little sensitive, so maybe I should use these ones.
You could. And you're closer to the computer, so maybe that'd
Be louder.
I don't even know where to start. I guess that's the. Well, I know where to start, but I don't know how to get there. I guess it's yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. I'm not sure.
That's yellow on that piece, and then there's black on that piece, but we need black and yellow on the same piece.
Yeah. I wonder if Sig will come back.
Did you say where he was going?
He said he was going to get headphones, but I'm not sure.
Where did he say he was getting them from though?
Yeah, that's the issue. No, he didn't say, which makes me wonder. Any luck?
No.
Alright.
I'll give these back to you.
Is it just super quiet?
Yeah.
Hal, do you need some more pieces, or?
I wonder if these got stepped on or something.
There's probably a reason I stopped using them.
Sounds like there's something. Hear that?
Loose in there.
Mm.
How can you either help or?
Hear that?
Yeah, something's rattling in there. Just put those together.
Could it be a piece of this? It's kind of a
Could be a
weird
puzzle
question.
piece in
Yeah. Wouldn't that be?
Do you want to open them
Yeah.
up and check?
That doesn't sound good.
It does kind of sound like a puzzle
It kind of
piece,
sounds
doesn't
like
it?
one of these.
It does. Well, I'll tell you what. When we're done, if we're missing a piece, we'll break this thing open.
Yeah, I just feel like if it's the middle piece
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're not moving past
I don't
that
even
until
don't
we
even want to
find
think
it.
about that. Yeah, that would be. Does it sound like a middle piece? I don't know.
I'll keep. I'll check all these, and if we don't find anything out of that, I think I have been drinking out of that.
I'm horrible at that too. I think yeah.
That's probably not yours right here, is it? This one's
Unless
gotta be mine.
Would you actually
I may have drank
switch
it.
them somehow?
It's possible.
Where is?
I shouldn't have. I don't know why we use the same cup. I guess. It's sort of, I guess, with this coral reef puzzle, I was thinking it's kind of amazing, like a volcano, as destructive as they are, that they can create something as beautiful as a coral reef.
Yeah.
Like the lava comes down, destroys everything that's in its path, hits the ocean, and that cold water crystallizes the lava and creates the coral reef. And it's beautiful colors, and it's just strange. Like, it will destroy civilization all the way down the mountainside,
Yeah.
and then it leaves this. So,
Makes you think.
yeah.
There's they have coral reefs in around where you are, right, Jamie?
Yeah, they do. Do you mean here where I am, or?
No, where you live when you're not here.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it though.
Hmm.
I don't know where it is.
I think it's
Off the shore, usually.
yeah, off the shore. This doesn't even look. Does this look like anything? Oh, it's this guy here.
Oh, yeah.
Not gonna put it anywhere though, because we still haven't found the middle guy. Hal, have you found the middle piece?
Hal?
No.
And it's also, going back to volcanoes, but it's cool that hard pumice rock, that they can grind it down and make it something as like soft and absorbent as talcum powder. Like, it's just...
Is that true? Is that what talcum powder is?
Yeah,
I didn't
talcum
know
powder
that.
just ground. Pumice is the rock, and talcum powder is when they grind it up.
Hmm.
Which also, before they grind it up, you ever use lava soap?
Yeah.
That's pumice, like pre-talc. But
I use
that's-
charcoal soap.
charcoal. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the same concept, I think.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, those might be. Right.
Hey, look at that. Nice. Yep. Looks like those, yeah,
I'm getting there.
we're getting there. Not the middle, but pretty close there. Oh, I found a corner piece.
Oh, you did.
I'm gonna
That's the bottom.
mix that back in.
Yeah.
Oh, I was doing some math, and you sort of calculate the odds of finishing the puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it's 1 in 999 plus 1 in 998 plus 1 in 9,
Mhm.
because every piece you match, then the odds of matching the next one are one less
Little bit
because
better.
there's one better.
Yeah.
But then you sort of factor it out, and when you really look at the odds of finishing the puzzle are like 1 in whatever 999.98, which is
Mhm.
probably hundreds of thousands.
Well, it'd be 1,000
Plus
plus.
that 9 plus like I don't know where.
Well, it would be 1,000 plus 999 plus 998.
Plus 997, or it'd be 1 in 99. You wouldn't do 1 in 1,000 because you already have the one piece, so it's 1 in 999 that you're gonna find the next piece.
So what's the
998 plus-
arithmetic there?
I think it's just you're adding numbers. That's one less. But it's probably 1 in 10,000 or 20,000. No,
It'd be 1,000 times,
minus
but
1.
each time minus one.
Yeah,
What does that come out to? It's a lot.
that's like a 1 in 100,000. I'd
Yeah.
say probably. Let's
Well,
just say that.
Yeah, give or take.
I mean, so like that seems not right because people finish puzzles. I mean, 1 in 100,000 odds.
Hey, they're also take a long time to finish a puzzle.
That's true. I mean, eventually, yeah. But I think those have to be the odds, right? It has to. If you have a piece and you haven't gotten any together yet, it has to be 1 in 999 that you're gonna find the next piece.
No, one. You're right. 1 in
Yeah.
909 because you've already got that
Yeah.
piece, right?
Which adds up. But I think when you're saying the odds of you finishing it are 1 in 100,000, those odds count people that aren't doing the puzzle at the same. There's that's odds of everybody,
Right.
which is there's 3 of us, but there's 900,000 or 997,000 or almost 100,000 people that are not doing puzzles
Yeah.
right now, right? So your odds are 100,000, but you're the only one doing a puzzle. So I think your odds are much better,
Right.
because all those people who aren't doing puzzles aren't going to finish, so they're never going to.
Well, it could also be too. Maybe the 1 in 100,000 is that's the chance that if like, all right, you start with one piece, and then every successive piece that you find just happens to be one that fits there. You have a 1 in 100,000 chance of that happening.
Well, how do you calculate the odds that you're going to finish the puzzle?
I don't know that.
I think the odds of anyone finishing a puzzle while they're talking about the odds of finishing a puzzle is
that's
0.
Probably true.
So I think we should stop talking about
That's probably true. Oh, found another corner piece. Let's go back in the pile. Sometimes I like to grab a handful, put them in my hand, look at them that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Different perspective.
Yeah. Can't believe we haven't found that metal piece yet. No, 1 in 1,000,000. 1,000,000 is a million.
That's
Right.
true.
1 in a million, right?
I think so. Minus 1,000 because it goes
Right,
down. And
right. 990,000.
Right.
Have I ever told you about my, oh, I almost gave away the punchline. It's not a joke. In fact, it's the opposite of a joke. It's a trick.
Punchline of the trick.
Yeah, do you have actually, is there a pen and paper around here someplace? Oh,
paper.
It's a paintbrush.
perfect. Okay.
This.
Alright, I'm going to show you guys something here. I'm going to test this out on Jamie.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever tried this on someone who was from a different country. I'm not sure if this is going to work. It shouldn't matter. Somebody showed me this trick a long time ago.
That piece doesn't. Does that piece look right to you?
Does it look right?
There's the one that looks deformed. Usually they don't.
It kind of goes off on an angle
Yeah.
here. See
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. Usually you don't see them, but it should come out straight. So
Maybe it's a faulty piece.
it could be. You can set it aside, I guess.
Yeah, I'll put it there.
Okay. Put this in your pocket or someplace you can't see it, what it says on it.
Okay.
Like in your, yeah,
Just here.
wherever. So I'm going to get you to repeat back to me a series of numbers.
Okay.
Okay? 5,
5,
55,
55,
555,
555,
5,555,
5,555,
55,555,
55,555,
555,555.
500,000, 50,500.
Now what's the first vegetable that comes to your mind?
Zucchini.
See, she did it wrong.
Well, she thought.
What would you think?
I didn't think of one.
Do you want to try it again?
Is that wrong?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna think of zucchini though.
Well, how is it wrong
It's
if
not
it's just
zucchini.
the first one that I thought
Carrots?
Open the piece of paper.
of? Carrot. Does that mean I was wrong or
Yeah.
that you're
Of course it
right?
means you're wrong. The answer's carrot.
You just said say the first one I thought of, so I can't.
Most people say carrot.
Well, maybe it's because I'm from another country.
Exactly. Pretty incredible, huh?
Could we try that on someone?
If they haven't been
If they
on
haven't
the,
seen it.
yeah, if they haven't been on the stream, you can try it.
Is there anyone who hasn't been watching?
But have the volume off, maybe?
Sure, everybody's been watching.
There might be people just watching us put the pieces together and not listening.
Should we just call somebody? Can
Good.
we do that?
I
Who should we
don't know
call?
anybody. I guess that's the.
Pretty incredible, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. That was the first thing you were thinking, right? Even though you
It
said
was.
you
Yeah.
weren't thinking anything?
Yeah.
Well, you said you weren't thinking of. You said you weren't thinking of anything, and I said zucchini. So.
But you could tell he was thinking carrot.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
I
So that's,
have one.
what were you thinking?
Celery.
It starts with a
Close.
C, right? Pretty amazing, huh?
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking zucchini, so it didn't work. But, I
Well,
mean,
like you said, there's a.
it might be your fault because I'm from
I think
another
there's somebody
country.
calling in.
Oh. Yeah, listen to the phone.
Hello?
Bill, did you see my trick? Oh, that's a shame. That's
Well, he might.
we might want to try it on you then. I can still barely hear Phil.
Maybe you could have one of these.
Can I have one of your earbuds? Is that all right? Is that I don't have any.
I have two, so. Yeah.
Phil? Oh, that's much better. Okay. You sure you didn't see what I just did, right? Okay, I'm going to give you this piece of paper. Yeah, I need you to put it someplace where you can't see it. Well, I mean, I
Put it behind.
obviously not. We're going to like... Oh, is Phil still there?
There he is. One.
Actually, here, Jamie, why don't you just put it underneath Phil's picture on the computer screen so he won't be able to see it?
Alright, well, Phil is up the top of the screen.
Or put it behind the computer.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Phil? Okay, I'm gonna get you to repeat back to me a series of numbers. Okay, starting now. Okay, you ready? 5, 55, 555, 5,555, 55,555, 555,555. Okay, now what's the first vegetable that comes to your mind? Mm-hmm. See, that's wrong. Nobody says onion,
you
never.
can't-
Everybody always says carrot.
You can't just keep playing the game and then telling everyone their answers are wrong.
But what did Joel? Joel said carrot, didn't he? First thing that came to his mind. I got to be honest with you, Phil. I think you thought carrot and you just didn't say it. Jeez. That's even wronger.
It looks similar to a zucchini.
Nobody said. Everybody says carrot, Phil.
Well, so far, no one said.
Well,
But anyway.
here, I'll give you that. I did not know that. That's interesting. Interesting information. Not really germane to what we're doing here, but it's interesting information nonetheless. Al, do you hear that?
Rush the Band retweeted the Getty Lee 2112 tweet, which is going to put them on course for what are the numbers looking like? No, 12. So this is Getython 3 to get Getython 2 to 2112? Okay. Alright. So when does Getython 4 start then? When do you start back up with the... Okay.
Phil, I'll tell you right now, you do that, try that carrot trick on the next Getython, everybody who calls in will say carrot. Okay. I got to be honest with you, and I mean this. I'm not joking about this. You are the only person I've ever done that to who's ever said onion, and you're the only person who's ever admitted to thinking pickle. Don't buy that. Don't buy that for a second, Phil. Noted.
Yeah, we got a lot invested in this so far. It'd be hard to start over, but I understand your point.
I don't understand his point at all.
I don't like his point, what he said.
I think if people are gonna, people can see people doing a popular puzzle anywhere on the internet. I mean, but they can see that anywhere. You know, I mean, if you want right now, I can show you what, it's probably a dozen live YouTube channels right now that are doing Star Wars related. Yeah, but you know, that's not what this is about, really. This is about Puzzlecraft, and a lot of people. I can tell you right now. Well, I can't say this for certain, but I'm almost certain that those people are doing those puzzles wrong. Well,
I mean, that's the difference between doing what you enjoy and what you believe in and selling out, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
And we've demonstrated what our choice is, I guess. And if it means we only get... Well, he actually... I'm glad you mentioned that because...
Yeah, he's probably due for another handful.
I need you to...
It's just how the table's set up.
I mean, you take a little initiative.
There's no way. I mean, if he was sitting at the table, his back would still be turned to you, Phil, because his back would be to the camera. It's a 4-person table. There's no...
There's just not enough room. That's just the way...
it's kind of happened.
Because there's not enough room to get around.
Yeah, he couldn't get to the other side of the table. There's not enough room to get to the side of the table where he would be facing the camera. You have to crawl under the table.
Yeah, it's a very narrow...
You can't see how narrow that is from where you're sitting. I guarantee you. What's that? No, I mean...
Well, I mean,
he can do whatever he wants to do. I mean...
As long as he keeps putting pieces together.
Yeah, it's, you know, this is... Like I said, this isn't just doing puzzles, Phil. This is Puzzlecraft.
Oh, I mean, he enjoys puzzles.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully he can't hear you because we can.
no
It's
kidding.
through
He doesn't have
headphones.
headphones on, Phil,
You're yelling into it. You're offering to help
and
into a void.
we can barely hear you. Nah, I don't know.
Not to my knowledge, but
I knew you were coming into this call. You were being adversarial with the onion thing. I knew that was. I don't buy that for a second. Everybody says carrot. Everybody. Nah, I don't know.
It's just you have a problem with the puzzle, and then you have a problem with how people are sitting on the show. It's just why don't you just go and watch another puzzle stream? It's,
He doesn't have a problem with it.
there's no indication that he's being
No.
forced. You're just saying that and putting it in people's heads.
and it's not a blank wall. He has a handful of pieces sitting on a table in front of him that he can put together. It helps him focus.
I think you should have shaved before calling in on a video call too.
I think actually, are we losing Phil? I think we lost Phil.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing or hearing anything.
I don't know if he can hear us, Phil, but good night. He could probably maybe still us. Good night, Phil. Asshole.
Immediately, you could tell.
Oh, yeah, he
something
called
was up
in
the
to be
second he
adversarial.
called. Yeah.
That is great news for Russ, though, and
I mean,
for him.
yeah,
Just for him.
It's just like watch another puzzle stream.
yeah.
It's-
It's not complicated.
You don't watch a TV show and go, or a movie and go, there's not enough Star Wars in this, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just watch Star Wars. You don't write into the people who make the movie and say there's not enough of this and that.
I know.
You just watch a different movie.
Yeah, it's what do they call it? The invisible hand of the free market.
Right.
Look at here, another one of these guys.
Flipped.
Yeah.
Are we putting those there or somewhere
I
else?
think we decided to put these here.
Oh yeah, there's one.
This is. Oh yeah. Okay.
Put that there.
Still can't. It's hard to believe we haven't found that metal piece yet. I feel like
It is surprising.
I hope it's not in those headphones.
It's seeming more and more like
It is. I mean, it is. I mean, the more we get through these, I mean, we don't have many more in here.
Should we have counted these before we started?
I mean, maybe. To be honest with you.
It would have only taken
too late now, though.
1 second per count of one piece.
Yeah, that's true.
1,000 seconds.
Yeah,
There's
but
three of them.
you didn't put any of these together.
Yeah, those are all.
Yeah,
Those aren't
take
together.
those back and
These
put
two
them-
fit.
Yeah, keep working on those. Don't come back with a handful of pieces that are together.
I don't know about this one. That looks like it. Does that look right?
Same color.
Does that look right to you? It's like it might have gotten forced in there somehow or something, but that's kind of cool looking at that.
Yeah.
This one is funny. This one almost looks like a corner, but it isn't. See that?
Oh yeah.
See that?
Just
Yeah.
intentionally
True.
deceptive.
I'm gonna throw it back in anyway.
Yeah.
Don't want to get
That's what they call it's what they call
False positive.
No, it's what they call what's it called?
It's what
What's it
who
called?
calls.
No, just it's that what's
those are edges. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That does
Optical,
help.
optical illusion.
Yes.
No,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, thanks for taking, you need to take
Thank
more
you.
back.
Yeah, we
don't
need to
you?
be putting all. We need to remember to. Thank you, Hal. We need to remember to start putting all the edges back in the box too. If you haven't already been doing that, here's actually I missed one here too. So shame on me. Another one that kind of looks like a corner. Look at that.
Yep. It's frustrating.
It is. We're running out of pieces in here, so
Is that, remember that air piece? Is that?
That doesn't look right.
Those both
I put
don't.
the error piece there. Is that another error
That-
piece?
it doesn't
Where it
have
fits
any.
in
It
looks
doesn't
right.
have any male parts to it, does it?
It doesn't, no, but it also has like a place for a male part that looks deformed, which is
Oh.
kind of how that
Oh.
Wait,
works.
does
I
that do
see
those
what
fit
you-
together then? Yep. Look at that.
Fits like that.
Yeah.
Fits like that.
Oh, that one. Okay. Well,
Is that?
Sounds like he's making some progress. Oh, look at this. Got all these guys. Oh, there's an edge.
no, it's
now.
an edge. I'll toss it back.
So the question is, do I throw both of them back? I don't think I do. I think I
Just
throw
on the
the.
edge.
I
Take
think
it
I
apart.
throw the edge back, but I keep the non-edge piece out.
And then decide whether it's
Decide
a
whether or
centerpiece.
not this is the middle one.
Yeah.
It isn't. I can see. See that?
Yep.
It's not. It's blue and black. We're looking for a razor blade and a duck.
Oh, so you can never.
She said carrot too, right? Didn't she?
It should be
I
right.
think so.
I couldn't hear Phil though.
That's weird.
I don't
Probably
know. I
for
don't
the
really see that
for
as
the
being
better.
a problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's. Was Phil up on the feed?
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
I could hear him. Barely.
Yeah. Wonder maybe when it comes up.
My ear's starting to itch a little.
Really?
Yeah.
From
I don't know
those.
if those. I don't know if it's from the.
No, it's not from the headphones. I know that.
You sure about that? God, I hope that's not.
Fungus? It's not a fungus thing. Let's see
Could
here.
somebody call so we can do a test?
We need to call. We need to call Rust.
Yeah, who is? Well, as Russ is watching, you probably. Russ, if you can hear this, the name of the Skype is Puzzlecraft. Word Puzzlecraft. Puzzlecraft space live. So maybe send us maybe Jamie, if you pull up Skype, you have to like wave hi to us or ask permission to join us. So
I've
we'll.
got Skype.
We're not going to be able to see him way high though.
No, it's an electronic wave on through Skype.
It's like a cartoon.
An E-wave, you said?
Mm-hmm. Electronic wave. So we'll maybe watch for.
Yeah, let's see this. I don't think I've ever seen one of these E-waves before.
Notification.
Oh, did I just step on your foot? Sorry about that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I think I. What is
Was it
that?
so, whose foot was it then if it wasn't mine?
It wasn't
It
mine.
wasn't yours, huh? All right.
I'll go.
Waiting for an E-wave from Rust.
I'll look. See if I can.
I mean, I'm assuming it comes up in notifications, but I don't know for sure. Chat.
Maybe chat, too?
Nothing in chat and nothing in notifications.
I feel like I've found more than 4 corner pieces. Is that possible? Is it possible that this
How many
puzzle isn't a rectangle after all?
How many?
So, our Skype is non-existent, apparently. Like, Russ can't find it, so I wonder if we have to exit and try to reconnect, maybe? Which is...
Why? That's a bit weird.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's something Phil did.
Yeah. Malice.
So, or like log
Yeah.
out or close it. 2 different things.
Yeah. I hate to...
Clear your cache?
Yeah. Maybe log out and just...
Okay. You sign out. Do you know the password?
It should be saved in there.
What if it isn't?
Well, I've already clicked log out. Well, sign out. So
Yeah. It's right
Probably
there.
the same thing. I wonder if maybe he's
Oh,
trying
we
to-
missed a call.
from...
it's from Jay.
Oh, it's from Jay.
Okay. Yeah. What's that? Maybe he needs to send him a wave or something like that. I wonder if...
Rust, if you can hear us, you need to wave at us.
Or what's-
E-wave.
Add as a contact or add.
What's his
Add as a
original,
friend.
yeah, we need to
Or,
add you as a friend.
I would. I stick with contact.
See if we can get his hand up on the chat if he wants. Yeah, he puts on the chat.
Do they have Burt's Bees in Australia?
Yeah, that's where I got this from.
Oh, nice.
We'll see if we have
This is just all.
Chris.
This is rich in butters and oils. So I don't know what that. It's just oil, I guess. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard. I guess that's what the butter is.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that come
Excuse me.
Yeah, they couldn't hear either of Phil's calls.
Sounds like a Phil problem.
Yeah.
Could they hear Jay?
Yeah.
So it was just Phil then. Is Phil? Well, you couldn't hear Phil.
I could barely hear him, but I wasn't listening very hard.
I could hear him. Could you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him fine.
So it's either Phil, you, or
It's not me.
Russ.
I guarantee you that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what. I'm a Mac person, so I can barely navigate this Lenovo. Settings.
Go into contacts and see if you can find. Boy, what is it? Joe only has.
Maybe we could add.
Yeah, I don't see why we could. We could search for him, right, and call him.
I'm clicking. Oh, here we go. We're getting a call.
Oh, I gotta put that.
Do you want the? Do you want this?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Hey, look at that. Did you see the carrot trick? Hi, Tram. Good to see ya.
Have you seen the middle piece?
Thank you for doing the bare minimum, Russ. Well, you missed. I mean, you obviously haven't been watching. I mean, we placed several.
He's
of
not
them.
on the stream. So
It's not complete. Is Phil calling again? Why do I see his
No,
face on the screen
he
again?
just came up. His Skype is frozen.
Well, let me answer that question with a question.
Do you see any pieces on the table that fit any place?
Maybe take the double click on the
Take
Skype.
your two fingers and do that.
No, the Skype link.
See it now?
Whoever.
On the OBS. Like double click on that to pull it up. And then is there a pull down with like that top pull down menu? Is there like a Russ?
But you should be able to expand it with your fingers. But look at the puzzle pieces on the table. There's a puzzle cam in the bottom right corner of the screen.
All right, let me get this going on.
So I think it's probably under J. I'll see.
See the hand moving around there?
For some people, it's like it could be.
Okay, yeah.
One way, the other.
See anything that fits anywhere?
Oh my God, it is like,
She was like, well,
Point
okay,
it out to me.
go to the right.
not. Oh
Tell me when I'm
no!
over it.
I can't see a hand moving around the.
No, you gotta look at the bottom right, the puzzle cam.
Yeah, I can't see it. It's just kind of nothing's going on. It's like it's frozen.
No, I think you're looking at it wrong.
No, okay. Here's the issue: is I feel like you guys are maybe like 2 or 3 minutes behind me. So what if I said move to the right? We wait 2 or 3 minutes, and then
Okay,
we see what
I
happens.
just moved to the right. Let's wait.
All right.
Terrible, just terrible.
We got about.
Trying to find something.
Did someone set a timer for 3 minutes?
No, I'm keeping it in my head.
Okay.
Is there a 3-minute delay? Is that what we've decided?
Yeah, so we wait 3 minutes and then
We wait 3
get a
minutes
new
and then-
instruction.
Yeah, I don't even see a hand yet, so
You see that
not
moving?
entirely sure.
I'm sorry,
Well,
like,
don't move it now
Oh
because it
yeah.
needs to
Well,
be
I'm
in the original
okay.
spot.
Yeah.
If you moved it right now, then when I see it,
sorry.
I'm gonna
I
have to
didn't-
wait another
let's
3
Let's
minutes.
start the clock over.
I'm gonna have to wait another 3
Let's
minutes.
Start the clock over.
I just saw your hand. Oh my God.
Tell me where
Close,
it is
so
again,
close.
and we'll start the clock over.
It stopped. When you see the hand pop in,
yeah.
just hold it. It'll be about 3 minutes, and then I'll tell you where to move. Does that sound
Yeah,
good?
I'm
Okay. Oh, okay.
okay.
I think I see it. Okay.
Okay. Is this your piece?
No. Move forward. Oh, wait. Oh, we gotta wait 3 minutes now for you to move
Start
forward,
the
don't
clock
we?
again. You can see the piece I'm holding up right now, though, right?
I mean, not real. I mean, it takes 3 minutes for me to see the piece, but
I screen with your
I can-
fingers.
Where's this puzzle nearby?
I can connect the piece. I think that's not the piece I'm thinking of. I
I
mean,
wouldn't trust him. He's
the
way
pieces
too-
are so small that it's a little hard to see if it's the correct piece, but it looks similar, I guess.
This is a piece of the puzzle.
You know what? I'm going to just say just grab a piece, slam it in there,
Okay.
try to make it work, and then
All right,
I'll
screw
get
it.
off the line for the next caller
Fine.
because I got to go
All
anyway.
right.
Well, I was going to say.
People are asking me to do that.
These people,
There.
These
beautiful
These
wife.
people.
Look.
My beautiful wife is asking me to leave, so
No, I didn't say that.
she says I have to go.
No.
One thing you should know that, I mean, this process is going to evolve, like this interactive online puzzle, where at some point we won't need the
We
human
got
being.
a shot today.
If you could
That's a good point.
get it down to maybe like a minute, when you put your hand over, wait a minute, and I go, no, move it forward, then wait another minute.
I think the problem is the camera angle.
The 3 minutes is a little tough to deal with.
Yeah, we're sort of
But-
working. Technology is
We're
not
working through
caught
some
up.
bugs.
Yeah.
I don't think the technology is caught up with the need, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll get there eventually.
We're in the infancy of live Puzzlecraft, and I think that's fine.
Maybe
And I
we-
think you
maybe we
guys
design
are,
an app. You know?
there's 4 or 5 captains, whoever's there, of the live Puzzlecraft. I love it. So I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna put it on mute, but I'll be watching.
Oh well, that's
Every-
very magnanimous of you.
And thank you so much for doing this.
Sure.
And I'm gonna sign off now.
All right.
Okay.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Yeah, look, eventually this will give you a point AI and just a
Yeah.
robotic hand that will just feel like points on a tablet or something, and the robot will pick that up. Put it
And that,
where
you know, what would be cool too is if there would be no pieces, but the robot would not only put the piece where it goes, but it would also 3D print the piece. So it would be a puzzle. You wouldn't need a human to do it, and you wouldn't need any puzzle pieces.
So done.
Yeah.
Like the robot would have an electronic piece, they put it in place. You would put the whole thing together, and then the robot would print it off and we'd mail it to you, like the mailed the finished puzzle to you.
I mean, that's an option, sure. That's not really what I was thinking, but yeah, I mean, I can see that. That's kind of a logical conclusion of that kind of technology, I suppose. Okay. I feel like I've been talking too much. Joel, you had a great idea about a couple days ago about you were going to overlay a piece of paper. How did that go again? You're going to make your own puzzle by overlaying a piece of paper on cardboard?
No, I was going to make a puzzle book with sheets of paper in it with a puzzle, but a puzzle that was taken apart. So it's a sheet of paper and it looks like this. It looks like
Right.
So you got to cut all those pieces out of the paper, and you don't know what the picture is, and then you need to.
Oh, look at that. Till foodie. Thank you, Hal.
So yeah, you got to cut the pieces out of the paper, but then you have to cut. It would be too floppy, so you also have to cut the same pieces out of cardboard and glue those pieces on
Yeah.
the cardboard, and then you could do that puzzle, I guess. Is what
It's
I was
sort
saying.
of kind of like the steampunk version of what I just described.
Pretty much like it's like the complete opposite. Where
Yeah.
you're sort of making you have to cut out the pieces and cut out the cardboard to glue the pieces to, and then you can put it together.
Yeah.
It'd be cheaper to manufacture because you'd just be sending out the paper, not the cardboard.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think it could work.
We'll see.
I just feel like it's been so long and we haven't found the middle
Yeah.
piece yet.
I wish you wouldn't have said anything about it. The
Mom
possibility
said
of it.
these weren't for you guys.
Okay. Thanks anyway. I really wish you wouldn't have said anything about the possibility of that puzzle piece being in those headphones. That's all I've been able to think about ever since you mentioned
Well, I'm
it.
glad I could be the solution to us actually
Well, I mean,
moving forward with the puzzle.
It's not a solution though, because what if? Yeah, I'm not. How expensive are these headphones?
They probably were expensive but the thing is the coating wore off the ear thing, so every time you put them on, you get like your ears.
I think that's why
turn
my
black.
ears kind of itchy.
Could
Feels
be.
like it's-
As that stuff is wearing off there, I don't know if there might be some sort of fire retardant underneath the.
For one of the people to be holding up the feedback loop puzzle into the mirror, they'd have to be on their knees in a public restroom. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's, that's a tall order. It's a lot to ask of somebody.
Like Joel said, how many people do you know? So how many people do you know that would be willing to do that?
Yeah. I can think of 3 right offhand.
Well, I can't.
Yeah.
But I'm traveling right now, so I know less people in the area. But if I was at home,
I feel like you'd almost have better luck in this country finding people who would do
more
that.
people, 300 million people
Yeah.
versus 25 million.
I think you missed a part of the conversation that you're going to want to hear, but the issue that we've identified with the feedback loop puzzle is that you'd have to know somebody who'd be willing to get on their knees in a public restroom. I know you're not the kind of person who's
No.
going to do that for me. I can
Right.
guarantee, you know how Joel feels about public restrooms. But do you know anybody who would do that for you? I've identified 3 of my contacts who would do that for me, probably.
So you're capped out in a square.
Well, I don't. The square is the same problem as the double mirror, I think, right? it's got to be 3 mirrors because they have to be coming at each other from oblique angles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you only know if you try it, I guess.
But again, like as Jamie points out, the what's the word I'm looking for?
Conundrum?
No,
Enigma?
it's not even close to the word I'm
Optical
looking
illusion.
for. No, that's 2 words.
Half is one word.
Like what's it called? Like in science, when you do like you try something.
Theory?
Like when you
Experiment?
experiment. The problem with the experiment isn't necessarily the nature of the experiment. The problem with the experiment is, like, the experiment is doable. The problem is that it would be a difficult experiment to set up because of the nature of what it involved.
You'd also have to find a bathroom with 3 mirrors in it.
Well, I'm trying to think if there's any around here.
Would you need some kind of permit to do something like this? Like, how long are you allowed to just use a public bathroom for whatever you like?
No, it's
Or do you-
public. I mean, isn't it?
It's public for going to the bathroom, but is it? Can you do anything in there?
This seems like Joel's area of expertise here.
I think you could be there for the appropriate amount so your experiment couldn't go on for 20 minutes. Like, I don't know what the sort of the cap is, but I guess how long could you be going to the bathroom and not get kicked out? And that's probably how long you have the right to be in there, I guess would be my, like, what's a reasonable amount of time to use the bathroom? And they'd have a hard time kicking you out if you were in there less than that amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, figure out how long people spend in that bathroom.
Right.
And if you go in there for that long, it's public. And you would be able to point to that and say, you know, the last 20 people who were in here on an average of, 2 minutes or something.
Maybe you go to an Indian restaurant where there's a longer, you're expected to take longer in the bathroom
Yeah, I mean, you
because of the spices.
the nature of the food.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think there's any cut and dry answers, but you just need to be able to justify how long you've been in there and why, if you haven't been in there that long.
I was gonna say, if you had a rolling roster of people, you could send new people in every however long, but then it comes back to that problem of how
Yeah.
many people do you know?
You have to find
Catch-22.
even more people. It is. It's totally a catch-22. You'd have to find more people who'd be willing to soil themselves like that.
Well, if each of us had 3 people, then each one of those 3 people could have 3 people that they know.
The
So
pyramid scheme,
Yeah.
Yeah,
basically.
it is kind of like a Ponzi scheme.
it doesn't all have to come from us. So each person we have has their own set of people who could do it.
And you're required to, you get credit for, you get the people you bring, but also you get credit for the people that the people you got bring. So you keep, that incentivizes people at the start to get more people to help.
Yeah.
Because they get credit for,
Classic
Everything down the
classic
line.
bait and switch.
right.
Yeah. Is there I'm trying to think if there's like a building.
Well, I was just thinking,
Isn't there a
I don't know.
building in New York that's like on a corner? Like,
think
you
that's
know what I'm
sort of
talking about?
opposite, though.
It's sort of like on a corner, but that,
mirrored.
well, the build, like, it's 2 streets.
You
that,
were going up just then.
yeah,
right?
I didn't.
But there's
I know.
one-
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, you
but,
think
like,
there's a
But to
mirror,
that-
like there's a
to that
bathroom?
yeah, like in a there's like a famous street. I've never been to
Yeah.
New York, but there's like a famous street
Wall
in there,
Street?
right? I don't know if it's Wall
Times
Street.
Square?
Isn't it? That's still got a wall on it, right?
I don't know.
Next to a wall.
Times Square.
Yeah, maybe it is Times Square, but it's got the 2 roads that go together like that, and there's a
Yeah.
building right there that
Yeah.
has that same shape. So maybe that building has a
Bathroom. right
bathroom
there.
that's got 3 mirrors like that at that exact, angle.
I was at J.C. Penney's at the Kennedy Mall. I was in junior high
Where's the Kennedy Mall?
in Dubuque,
Oh,
but they had and that's where it was actually, they had the 3 mirrors, And I'd never seen myself from that angle before, and I realized how big my nose was. I'd never realized what my nose looked like until I had stood in that mirror, and it was devastating. I was totally fine with the size of my nose, but I saw that and I was like, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, Jamie and I were actually talking about something similar. Like she said, she saw the top of your head, right? And I saw it sometimes when I'm like, I've been in mirrors like that. I've seen the back of my head, and it doesn't look right. There's something wrong with it. Like there's something wrong with the back of my head. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
I think we're just meant to see our reflection straight on.
Well, I think what happens is you get used to seeing, like you look at yourself in the same mirror every day, and you get used to seeing like that 2-dimensional, thing. And when you see a 3-dimensional rendering of yourself, it's it's really
especially the
bracing.
top of the head.
Yeah,
it's unnatural to see the top.
Because you'd have to be taller than yourself to see the top of your head.
Yeah.
How much of the puzzle have you guys done?
Well, I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good.
I mean, it's the puzzle. Well, when you do a puzzle, it's like it exponentially. You get more like it's slow, and then when you just hit that.
Well, I mean, the natural conversation comes up when you're doing. That's part of the one of the things about Puzzlecraft is that it's very what's the word I'm looking for?
Interactive?
No.
Conundrum?
No.
Thinking?
No.
Optical illusion.
No, that's 2 words. Something that lends itself to talking. What's the word for that?
Facilitates talking?
That's 2 words too. Something
facilitates. Facilitating?
But that's not quite it though. It's something that encompasses more than facilitating, but isn't 2 words.
Just mouth.
What's that?
Just mouth.
I don't know about that. That seems a little...
Well, it is 1 word. So.
That's true. It's better than... Yeah, right. It's very... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it inspires conversation. You know what I'm saying?
That's 2 words.
I know, but that's... I'm saying that's... I'm saying it's the 1 word would be the replacing those 2 words. A 1 word that means that.
Facilitating conversation?
No, that's... Yes, that's what it means, but 1 word that encompasses that phrase.
Lends itself to?
No. There's a word for it.
I'm not sure that there is. I'm not sure I agree.
Maybe there isn't.
Who would have come up with it if they were?
All right.
Half of this is just turning the pieces over.
I know. That's like half the battle. That's Puzzlecraft. It's the name of the game.
Part of the craft.
Yeah. This thing. It's got polka dots on it. See that?
Yeah.
What kind of... What? No, that's not polka dots. That's cheetah dots.
I've only seen polka dots on the pieces, but not the puzzle image on the box.
Yeah, I know. No, it's right here. I tell you this, though. I find it extremely difficult to believe that there's something polka dotted in a coral reef. You know? You ever seen that? No, you ever seen something polka dotted in a coral reef before?
Scuba suit.
Well, oh, yeah. Maybe that is a human. Maybe that's supposed to be a human.
Triangle though.
No. It's funny, it's kind of the same. We were talking about those triple mirrors. It's kind of that's exactly the angle we need to do that mirror trick. Funny, you see these you look at a puzzle long enough, you start seeing things.
Or maybe
there's another one. There's another oh my gosh. Look at this. Does that go in there? Oh my god. Look at that.
Wow.
That's the real deal right there.
You got
See
one.
that?
Nice.
Nice. Okay, that goes right there. So when you put 2 pieces together, you got to put it on top of it on the picture, so you know that those are you found those.
Do we mark down?
Nice job, Al.
Do we need to mark
Still
down?
haven't found
who
that
got
middle
it?
one though, have you? We still haven't found that.
Do you guys keep track of how many pieces everybody puts together?
I
at
don't
the
think
end?
I don't think we have been, but we can.
Well, we usually that's how we do it in my family. It's like you just do a hash. Like you put down a hash mark, or Hal would, I guess.
Hash mark.
You just do hash. Like how many pieces did you get? Like when you're done with the puzzle, you add it up.
Call those hash marks?
Yeah, those lines. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slash through. Those are hash
It's not
marks.
really a hash mark though, isn't it? A hash mark is the.
Hashtag.
Well,
Not
this, I
hashtag,
think
no.
this might be a regional thing.
No.
Is that what
Tally.
they call that in Dubuque?
Tally it with
tally
hash
is-
marks.
Tally is the 4 lines with the 5th line through it.
Is that right? Really?
Tallying, yeah.
But it's definitely not hash. I'll tell you that.
It
might
the
be in
tally.
Dubuque, but it's
No,
not
the
anywhere
tally
else.
is what the result is. Each element of the tally is a hash
No,
mark.
because the hash is 4 total lines.
No, that's a hash mark is lines making a mark, but each one of those lines is a hash.
All right.
Does
I
it
see.
explain this on the box?
No, these are just. There might be the rules on there. That's just the way my
We're at-
family always
did
plays.
Did we ever find? Were there rules in here?
There was nothing in that bag.
What happened to that bag?
It's over here.
Did the rules get flattened in the laminated?
There's
Yeah,
a
might
piece
be.
of paper behind the bag there.
That was just a note that we got.
Okay.
Well, that's how my family plays. So then you know at the end who got who.
So then what happens?
Who won the puzzle? I guess is
Yeah.
the question.
Well, if you put 2 pieces together, is that 1 tally or is that 2 tallies?
That's one, I think.
But it's 2 pieces.
Every time you add a piece,
But
you don't
that's
get
two.
you don't
What
get a
if
tag
you-
for the first one.
Let me a little test out your. Let's say you got a. I'll try and do this. Here, well, I can't do it with that, but there's another corner piece. I don't want to look at that. So you got. Let's say you got something like this. Now these don't actually fit together. I need a 4-banger here. Oh, there we go. No, that'll work. Yeah, this will work perfect actually. So like, let's say you got this. Or not, we'll do it with these two. Hopefully this shows up on the camera. Okay, you find this piece.
Mm-hmm.
You get four hashes there, 4 points there.
Just one per piece.
So you get 2 then, because this fits to 2 separate pieces. Is that right?
If you find that piece, yeah, you would get 2. For if it actually those don't none of those you wouldn't get any points for that because none of those fit.
Well, I
together.
know, but just it's the hypothetical.
Yeah, it's sort of like Yahtzee or whatever, where if you get a word,
It's more like dominoes, right? Or not
Yeah.
dominoes,
Pictionary.
triominoes. It's all coming back to these triangles. Did you ever play that game when you were a kid? The triangles.
Chinese checkers, I think, is the closest thing I probably played. Yeah, you get credit for each connection you make, basically.
Okay.
So those are good ones to get. That's why corner pieces.
Yeah. We should probably call Jay again.
I think he's still awake.
Oh, we missed a call.
That was from a few hours ago.
Yeah.
That might be bad. It was late for Phil as it was. Oh, remember? Yeah, we got it. There you go.
Jay didn't even answer. None of these say Jay, so
Maybe you gotta connect to him first before he'll show up.
Click on his name and wave to him.
I don't know the wave button. I don't think we need to wave.
I think we've already waved
I think
once.
he waves.
Oh,
You reject the call?
oh no, he's calling now. No,
Hey, there's Jay.
he's not on the list.
Let's see.
We see him, but he's not on this list.
They put his glasses on.
Oh,
Huh?
Oh, there he is. Look at that. I got some kind of dervis in my ear.
That's serious.
Yeah, that's the one we were using.
Jay, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I don't know if when Phil called in the 2 times, I couldn't hear anything he said, so I'm not sure if Phil can hear anything I'm saying right now.
Did you or did you not hear the carrot trick?
I heard your end of the. Did I hear the carrot? I have not heard the carrot trick.
Okay. I don't have the wherewithal to go into it again, but it was pretty
Okay.
amazing.
It's true. Actually, I did hear it. I was
Okay.
lying. So if you're not gonna,
That's okay.
if you're not
Do
gonna
you
actually do it, I'll admit that I heard it.
Do you see any pieces that go anyplace?
No, I don't. I'm wondering if you guys have the right puzzle. To be honest.
Well, you didn't see this because this happened prior to the stream, but the puzzle was, what's the word I'm looking for?
Factory sealed.
That's 2 words.
It's hyphenated though.
Sealed.
Sealed. It was sealed in plastic. So, I mean, unless somebody, now that
I
have
did-
a laminating machine, oh yeah.
I actually did see that. That kind of brought up a case Joel and I were arguing about earlier. That he said it was something about not being able to unpack things in a vacuum,
Yeah.
which I think he was trying to argue about actually being inside the vacuum sealed package to unpack it, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because it would be
Sure.
really easy to if you're in a vacuum trying to unpack something, it's actually hard not to unpack it.
No, you're right. You're
It'll just
dead.
fly out. What?
You're dead if you're in the vacuum.
Maybe you got a spacesuit.
Then you're not in the vacuum.
No, because spacesuits, spacemen, they're in vacuums when they go outside their ships, right?
Well, we're in a vacuum right now.
We are?
Yeah. I mean, our space is we're in our spacesuit, which is the Earth's atmosphere.
But if there's a suitcase and the suitcase is in a vacuum, that's really kind of I think what people are talking about when they're talking about unpacking in a vacuum.
But how do you get it? You have to go into the vacuum to unpack it. That's why you can't do it.
That suitcase would have to be incredibly strong. A normal suitcase is not going to hold together like that. It's going to want to fly open.
What about a Samsonite?
I really just feel like they're not. I mean, I think that they're built to pretty. I'm not sure what kind of.
I actually think they went. I think they went out of business several years ago, so I don't even know if that's an option.
What if you had 2 suitcases?
One inside the other.
Is there a vacuum inside a suitcase with a vacuum inside of it that has a suitcase?
If things come out of the first suitcase, but they're still inside the second suitcase, does that count as unpacking?
That's a very good question.
I don't think so. Because if you showed up or you went on a trip or something and you said I got to unpack my suitcase, and then you just set a suitcase on the bed and said I'm unpacked.
Yeah, but if you took everything out of the suitcase, but it's still in the room, it's still contained, but you would still say it was unpacked.
Man, this is a real. What's the word I'm looking for?
Optical illusion.
I think it was optical
That's
illusion.
2 words.
You can hyphenate it.
No, you can't, because you can only hyphenate it if it's modifying a noun.
Illusion is a noun.
Paradox.
He can't hear you anymore.
Oh, I think he would agree with what I said then.
I just don't know if you have a suitcase that's sealed. It doesn't matter whether, I just don't know how you can say that's. You could say there's a suitcase inside of it that might be unpacked. I don't know. But how are you going to get your clothes out of there?
What about a briefcase?
Or a briefcase and a suitcase?
What do you mean, how are you going to get it out of there? You open the suitcase.
But it's not unpacked.
But if that's where you wanted to unpack it from the first suitcase to be in the second suitcase. It'd be incredibly inconvenient to have to open both suitcases to get your clothes out. So if they're at least out of the first suitcase, you're doing a lot better.
Well, why stop at 2 suitcases?
You don't have to.
Well, which one's the vacuum, though?
The room's the vacuum. Jamie, wake up. Hey, Joel.
Yeah?
Jamie went to sleep.
I actually had something I wanted to show on my Chromebook.
Oh, yeah, check this out, Jay.
Check what out?
Jay, you have a Chromebook, don't you?
Yes, I'm currently using a Chromebook.
I don't know how much of a delay we have going on here, but
Do I have to go back?
I think it was 3 minutes.
3 minutes? All right.
Yeah, but then you guys went offline for a while, so I might be like...
Yeah, we've probably done a
Great,
lot.
Jay's still here.
Yeah. Well, he's checking out the... I wonder if you could fast forward on the feed. You'll probably see this. It's probably going to be a while. Well, in like 3 or 4 minutes, you'll see something. Well, see something pretty cool. Are you not on the YouTube feed right now?
I can get there easily.
All right. Maybe you can fast forward to the end.
Oh, there's... Yeah. Okay, I see a Chromebook on
It's
YouTube feed.
it's loading the image. My Chromebook's back off camera, and I've got some stuff prepared, which I'm going to stream through via AirPlay. So I think it's connecting it now. But there's a 3-minute delay, which I think applies to the AirPlay as well.
Oh, Sig, we figured out the word that you were thinking of.
Oh, he's got to put a headphone in to...
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Do you have that other...
Oh, it's in my ear.
Okay.
There.
Have it?
Yeah.
Okay, he can hear you now.
What can I do for you?
Oh, we figured out the word that you were thinking
What's
of.
that?
I don't remember at this point, but we did figure it out.
Good. Do you remember what it was?
Is it Enigma?
Maybe that is
Conundrum?
one. No, it wasn't Conundrum.
I don't think it wasn't Enigma because I feel uncomfortable saying that. I wouldn't have said that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you thought of it. See any more pieces that might fit?
Oh, I don't know. I was looking for something supposed to be happening with the Chromebook.
Oh yeah. How's that coming, Jamie?
Yeah, it's just taking a while to load.
I think I'm going to go back off of the YouTube feed until it loads, and then I'll go tell me when the 3 minutes starts, then I'll go look for it.
Okay, starting now.
Oh, I brought that up probably about 3 minutes ago.
Okay.
Give me a second now.
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear myself talking.
I think it's through Jay.
Is that the Chromebook?
Jay, you don't need audio to see what's on my... I might disconnect and then connect again.
The YouTube feed's down.
Is the internet... well, we're hearing Jay still, though.
That's connected. We can hear Jay.
Hello, Jay's... Well, his picture went away. We must have... I wonder if we hit some...
Who was that? That's me.
Skype.
Everything is as it was.
Yeah, just the... You still there, Jay?
I'm here. I wasn't here the whole time, but I'm back.
All right. But YouTube is dead?
Oh, now YouTube is going.
All right.
It was dead.
All right. Maybe a little snag.
Well, Jay's stream feed went down right when he went off camera. So
Maybe it's something Jay did.
Yeah, I think it's a Jay problem.
Well, he probably did it and caused a problem here, I think, is what.
I'm gonna hang up the call. Yeah, he's gone. Oh. I'm gonna try turning that Chromebook off and on again.
Okay. Says it's connecting. There we go.
Let me check the. I think all we can do is just wait for that to load.
Okay.
I don't know why it's taking so long.
Yeah, there's like a chalky substance on these. You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed the bag was dirty, which is weird because we opened this fresh.
I know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It makes me wonder whether Joel was having a little sport with this.
Huh?
With that, we're trying to figure out why these pieces are so dirty. I'm wondering if you...
Can you see that there in the box?
Yeah, you see that? If you put it back in the bag and...
Is that showing up on the...
I find it extremely bizarre that you had a... Oh, can we see it? A laminating machine. Like within, 2 feet of you when we started this whole process. Like I said, we could use a laminating machine and you pulled out a laminating machine.
I mean,
That seems extremely unusual. So I'm wondering if you opened this puzzle and did something to it and then closed it back up again and sealed it with your machine.
why would I do something like that?
Why would anybody do anything?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That actually proves my point.
I don't know.
I'm not on anyone's side, I was just saying it's a good point. Well, look at that.
Weird. I think that's exhibit B, really, against Joel there, isn't it?
I mean, that doesn't just
That doesn't
come
just...
out of the...
That just
You guys
doesn't
have been digging your hands.
It doesn't
through
just
that
happen.
puzzle. You've been.
I don't know about
ruffling
that.
this.
I haven't touched this piece yet.
Mm-mm.
I know that for a fact.
Guaranteed.
Can we get that on camera?
I'm gonna give it that one, man.
Something happened. Somebody was into this puzzle.
I think I've been set up.
I don't know if you may have been set up, but the fact is somebody got into this puzzle and resealed it. Because this,
I'm not the only one with a laminating machine.
well, you're the only one with a laminating machine that I know.
Most of my friends have a laminating machine.
I find that very hard to believe.
You said you don't know that many people before when we were talking
Yeah,
about
you
the...
did, didn't you?
the
Also
no-
I know, but
interesting.
they all-
Also interesting that you were the one who gave me those headphones that has something jiggling around in it. You know? They say, what's the legal term for when there's a preponderance of evidence?
Yeah, that's the term, I think.
Okay.
Preponderance.
Yeah.
This almost looks like a squid, which makes me think. See that? With an eye on, with one eye.
Oh yeah, like a Architeuthis, giant squid.
Where is an eye with a lion in it?
Oh, is that the? So I still not seeing that middle piece.
I mean, do you know for a fact the middle piece strategy of working out from the middle actually works, or because you seemed confident about it at the start, and then we all sort of just went along with it, and now it's
I've never seen a puzzle done in that manner before either.
The idea is that you're not. When you start a puzzle and you immediately go to try and find the corners and the edges, you're giving yourself a completely messed up conception of how difficult the puzzle is. Because if you go for find the sides and the corners first, you're going to think this is easy as pie. And then by the time you actually get to the meat of the puzzle, you're going to lose interest in it because it's too difficult.
You said something similar to that earlier, but my point is it's not working. The strategy isn't working.
Part of it is all the pieces he's hoarding. Like I've gone through a fair amount, but he has probably 5 or 6 more times the pieces that I have, and I haven't had a chance to look through
gone
those.
through more pieces than you have. Maybe the problem. How about this? Maybe the problem is it's working too well.
I don't see how that works at all. In what way is it working too well? Because the goal is to finish the puzzle, and we haven't even found.
No, the goal is to get an accurate conception of how difficult the puzzle is. This is a very, very difficult puzzle. That much is obvious.
I think we knew it was difficult.
We didn't know it was this difficult. None of us did.
I've been saying all day it's
Joel
going to
might,
be
because
difficult.
you got into the bag before we even got a chance to get at it.
I've said probably twice today, or no, maybe even 3 times that this was going to be difficult.
I don't think any of
And
us.
you- I
I don't
think-
think any of us knew it was going to be this difficult.
I'm telling you, I knew it was going to be this difficult. But
I mean, isn't there
Anyway.
something to get putting a few pieces together at the start, even if your expectations are off?
Yeah, but you're completely. I mean, it's just you're totally. The reason that this is called there's a difference between putting. How do I say this? There's a difference between putting a puzzle together and Puzzlecraft. That's the whole point of this, right? Anybody can put a puzzle together. You know, any old people do puzzles all the time. You know, I wouldn't trust an old person to wash my car. They do puzzles.
I guess I just didn't know that definition.
quarter,
Right.
because there's 4.
That's true.
But what does quarter of mean? Is that just like a UK English thing or something?
I've never heard anyone say that.
Really?
I've heard quarter 2.
Well, quarter to 2 makes sense because it's literally 15 minutes to the next hour. But it still doesn't make sense because when you say when I ask somebody what time it is, I don't. I mean, is it any easier to say quarter to than it is to say 12:45?
I think you sound smarter when you say quarter of. I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
you're trying to impress people. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. But. Is that Chromebook thing loaded up yet?
It just says connecting now.
No.
I had it all working before. I don't know why it's throwing a spanner in the works now.
During what?
Throwing a spanner in the works. Have you not heard that before?
I don't think anybody's heard that before.
Well, I've heard it. It might be an Australian thing.
Actually, I kind of like that phrase. But a spanner, is that like are those the the wheels of the spokes of a wheel. Is that what that is?
No, isn't that the British word for a semi truck?
No, that's a.
Lorry.
No, it's not a lorry. It's a. That's the word I'm looking for. It's 2 words. No, it was a weird word that they use for not like vans in England. I mean, it's probably not weird to them, but
Yeah, I know what you mean actually.
it starts with a C and it's got multiple syllables.
Caravan?
No, that's a good guess though. That's probably your first good guess of the night.
I had one earlier. I don't remember what it was, but it was a good guess.
Is that thermos still over there?
Oh yeah. You don't have to take it all the way off. Those point things on. So you're letting all the heat out. So you only have to turn it just enough so that it breaks the seal.
Yeah, but then doesn't it spill all over the place?
No. See, that's tight. You just have to turn it just like that.
Do you know this?
I took the whole
And then-
lid off before.
And
There's no way this works.
yeah, and then you can pour out of either of those points.
Yeah, but doesn't it? I mean, it works, but doesn't it get the top all messed up?
It's made to do that, and then you got to seal it back when you're done, because that thing works by
It comes out so slow. Why wouldn't you just take the top off?
because you let all the heat out.
Oh,
That'll stay hot for
oh
like
look,
20.
there's coffee all over the sides of this thing.
The price you pay, I guess.
I need to grab this for a second. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. I got these. My wife hemmed this jumpsuit for me earlier today, and those are the ankles.
Why didn't you just fold them up under?
I don't
Is
know.
that how you usually do
She's
it?
got a sewing machine. She's good at sewing, and I thought maybe if you had a pair of pants that was too short or something, you could use those.
I
Those
can find
ankles.
Is that a jumpsuit? Because it just looks like you're wearing pants and a blue shirt.
Well, you should ask.
Oh wow,
Yep.
it's actually
It is.
one piece of clothing.
It's a jumpsuit is what it's called, even though everybody uses that term wrong nowadays.
How's that?
People don't. The kids today, they don't use jumpsuit as a tracksuit. I think we discussed this earlier.
I mean, I always assumed jumpsuit was jumping out of an airplane, which I'm guessing it probably is because, like,
Yeah, I think that
otherwise
was-
your shirt would blow up over your head.
That
right?
may have actually been the only good point you made today. That I thought I'd never considered that before, but I think you're right.
Because if you jump out of a plane in street clothes, your shirt will, because of the negative pressure, your shirt will fly up over your head.
Mm.
Well, I guess it's either your shirt flies up or your pants fall down. I'm not sure. Or
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think they both come off, wouldn't they?
I think so. Because, it's from this.
What's going on with that Chromebook? Because it's connecting. That you could use those like you're doing now as like a relaxation technique.
That's
It's like those what do they call those
Stress balls?
Stress balls, yeah.
So do you wash clothes before you wear them?
You mean like when they're new?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to get the sizing off of
Sizing.
them. Yeah. Why does that feel like it's not been washed?
I was just curious if usually you hem before you wash.
I think the issue. I think what happened was as the more I wore this jumpsuit, the longer I realized the legs were, and after a while it just became untenable, and I decided to do something about it.
You just cuff them.
I tried. I mean, I did that at first, but it's not the right kind of fabric to do that with.
Oh, is it too soft? It just uncuffs when you take a step or something?
When you were younger in Dubuque, did people peg their pants?
Is that where you put your socks up? You tighten them around your ankles and then put your socks up over top of it?
No. I have no idea what that is.
You fold the cuff and then
You fold the cuff and
And
fold it
pull it
over
up.
itself and then wrap it up, but I don't know.
It's
I don't know
really
about
tight.
that putting the socks over it thing.
you put your sock right up over, just over the lip.
That has to be a Dubuque thing. I've never heard of that in my life. I was going to add. Oh, I know what it was. There's a building as you're going into Dubuque from like
The weather tower?
central Iowa. No, it's like Chig Fry or something like
Chick
that.
fry?
What is that?
I think it's a construction company. I think it's like, he might do paving and stuff.
Oh,
Maybe.
you know what?
TSIG, yeah.
I met, I had a doctor's appointment, and nurse's assistant, this is just on Thursday, was from Dubuque,
Okay.
and she said that her grandfather designed the museum there. Her last name was... There's a museum like on the waterfront there or something.
Riverfront Museum?
Riverfront Museum, maybe, or
Yeah.
something like that. What was her name? But she said if you're from Dubuque, you'd know her family.
Cooner?
No.
Romberg?
No, it was like a standard name.
There's a Carnegie Stout Library downtown.
Is it a children's museum, maybe?
There's a river museum, I think, that everybody loves. I don't think there's a children's museum.
But apparently her family's been in Dubuque for generations, and she's Dubuque royalty.
No.
That's at least that she was trying to convince
Oh,
me
if you were from Dubuque, you'd know her name.
Yeah. She wasn't being, I don't think she was trying to be boastful about it, but
Realistic.
yeah.
William F. Black.
No.
4th Street Elevator. Shot Tower. Field of Dreams. Some Dyersville. Julian Dubuque.
No, I would have remembered that, probably. Is that what that hotel's named after?
Yeah, I think so. The Hotel Julian. Yeah.
It's weird, because there's a Hotel Julian in Boulder, too.
Really?
Do you think they're related?
Uh,
They look similar, too.
how do they spell? Do they spell it the
With
same?
a J.
I think it's E-N. Is it Julien in Boulder?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, odds are it is then.
Are there any Hotel Julians in Australia?
No, I've never heard of that before.
All right.
There are hotels, but
Yeah.
not that specific one.
Yeah, Chick Fry had a boat that was so loud that when I lived in East Dubuque, I lived like miles from the river,
Mm-hmm.
and I could hear his boat when he
Really?
would yeah. And then I used to work at a marina, and he would come in and just blast. I mean, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't talk. I never actually met him personally, but
Last what?
the boat motor, it would just rip your eardrums open. So that's my only. That's why I, my initial impression of the Chick Fry name is. All I
That
can think
name, it's one of those. That name really angers me for some reason. For a reason I can't really put my finger on.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe.
But
maybe
I
that's
feel like
why.
I feel like I was right in
Or maybe that's why he has a chip on his shoulder.
yeah, could
Because
be.
of the way people were acting to him, and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Um,
That name is just ridiculous. I mean, it's
and then there's another guy I worked at the marina who would drunk boating all the time,
yeah.
and I think he drove his boat drunk up over somebody else's boat in the river at night and decapitated them with the propeller.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got out of it and then just kept boating. Like, didn't do anything about it. Like, it was just ruled an accident or something. And he was still out boating drunk all the time. And then he'd come in to get gas, and he didn't want it to spill on his nice boat, so I had to pump the gas in at like 10% of the speed. And he didn't give me a tip. So that's the other boating. I mean, that's why I have a bad impression of boating in general, I guess.
I have a bad impression of boating too.
Is there a way to turn this heat up? My shins are getting too cold. I should have moved it, it's just a bit hot.
I'll move over my foot here. I have
Is it
thermal
on the
socks
side?
on,
I'm not
so I
ready.
can... Is that...
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, okay, alright.
You know, they say the two best days when you get a boat
Yeah?
are the day you buy the boat and the day you chop somebody's head off with the propeller.
That's one of the best days?
Yeah. Well, you can get away with it. I mean,
Right, that's true. I mean, it probably was pretty cool to jump over another boat, I guess. Are you gonna eat all three of those?
I was, but if you guys want to have one, there's
I'm not getting anywhere near that. I don't know what that is.
just an ice cream sandwich. It's not that weird. Do you want a sandwich, John?
I'll take a sandwich.
I always find that I always have like the chocolate comes off on your fingers with those.
What if you keep it in the wrapper?
Yeah, but at some point it's gotta come out of the wrapper, right? Can't keep holding on to that wrapper the whole time.
Get this whole thing and it'll stay in the wrapper the whole time.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Well, you'll see it in about 3 to 4 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes. Oh.
So, when we're talking about volcanoes, I mean, I started thinking about the ultimate volcano, right? Pompeii. So, there's a city in ancient Greece, right? And they're kind of in the Occam's razor situation where there's this river that they need for water and all that, right? But it's right next to a volcano.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why would you, I mean, would you make that choice? Would you build next to a volcano? Because, I mean, I guess...
Well, I think the reason they built not next to a volcano is because it's next to a river. If the volcano goes off, you can jump in the river.
But they all they didn't, though. I mean, they all died. So, I mean, what my thought was, I guess, you know, nobody knows because they're not around anymore and there was no, all the written records were burned. But do you think they didn't know it was a volcano when they first built the city? Like they just thought it was a mountain or something like that?
Maybe they thought because it was next to the river that they would have time to get in the river when the
Yeah.
volcano went off. But then it happened so quick that they couldn't get to the river in time.
So I was, nobody knows, but I was thinking like the most logical explanation was they built the city and built all that infrastructure and all that stuff, and they got it done, and then they realized that they built it next to a volcano. They're
Yeah.
like, I mean, if I was in that situation, it's like at some point it's more inconvenient to like, I mean, just imagine building a city and plumbing and infrastructure and putting electric lines and all that stuff in houses,
Yeah.
and then realizing that it's, I mean, at
They-
some point
they
is
couldn't have, they mustn't have known.
yeah, and then like at that, eventually they maybe figured out. But it's like sometimes it's more inconvenient to move than it is to just. I mean, would you ever reach a point where you invested so much work into something
You just
that you'd rather
die than
die
move?
than have to like start over from scratch?
I gotta be honest with you, it does sound like maybe something I might do. I mean, I've moved quite a few times in the last 5 years, and it's not fun.
And just imagine moving a whole city, like invested all that time and energy in designing this beautiful city next to
Yeah.
the river, and then you're like,
Are you sure it was by a river?
maybe it wasn't. I thought they had a water supply, but like what you're saying, like that's the beauty of Hawaii. Like you're built around volcanoes or whatever, but like if a volcano goes off, you just move to another island.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have 7 islands you can go to. So like I guess the risk is, what are the odds of all volcanoes going off at the same time? You'd have nowhere to go, I guess. Which is like 1 in 7. But that's still pretty good odds. Because otherwise, why would you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they knew it was a volcano at some point. I mean,
They probably thought it was like. They probably thought they were like, you know, they probably were sacrificing things and, you know, thinking they were keeping
Yeah, that's true.
volcano
Yeah.
god happy or whatever.
hard. No one will ever know.
It's tough to do that, isn't it? You know, see, you wanted to grab that sandwich.
I did. You know.
You're keeping it in the paper to prove a point.
I did it perfectly. You missed it.
No.
I can do it again though.
Let's see.
Is that raptor totally empty?
Yeah.
No.
You're welcome to check it.
Let's go. We'll go back and look at the replay, I guess.
Yeah.
Stashed a wet nap or something inside the. Maybe, yeah, she brought him down. Probably inside of the wrapper was probably wrapped in a wet nap.
I wouldn't have put that onto the sandwich.
Put the outside facing out.
I think it's double-sided.
Yeah. I think wet naps are wet on both sides. Right?
Can something be wet on one side when it's flat?
Hmm. Yeah. I find those glasses extremely disturbing. Have you seen this, Jamie? Yeah. All right, well.
The dog chewed off the ends.
Why?
I don't know.
While they were on your head?
No. So I left them out, and the dog got to
Oh,
them.
okay.
Did I ever chew on your ears before?
I don't think so. It was, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can take this off. I don't want to lose this. But it's just the metal. It's down to the metal. So
What
I had
is
to,
that on there? Is it looks like
it's medical tape that's yellowed. Like, you know, the gauze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's probably, I mean, I'm sure it's like skin. I mean, you wear these long enough. And but these actually, the same thing with this stuff. These glasses are the ones I was wearing, obviously. The dog was laying down, and I went to pet her, and I slipped a little bit and kind of landed on her, and she jerked her head up, and it took this bridge here and lodged it in my nose bridge, so that like the glasses were basically underneath the skin.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So I've had, I mean, had bouts of bad luck with those, but sort of an interesting story now when we're on the topic of those glasses, I guess.
Those look like they belong in a biohazard bin.
Optical illusion.
Are they still your prescription? I mean, can you still see out of them?
To you know, I could see better out of them, I guess, than not. I think I've had them since 1994? 95, maybe? No, 1994.
Look like they spent some time on the floor of your car.
I did used to only wear them when I drove. So I did leave them in the car most of the time. I was a little vain, I guess, back in those days. But
They look like they've been under the car.
Yeah. I've driven over a few times.
I mean, they're part of my attire, I guess. I'm just sort of surprised that you would say stuff about something someone wears.
I wasn't even criticizing. It was more just an observation.
But really, amazement more than criticism, I think, that those things are still around and not.
I think you take care of your stuff and it lasts a long time. You buy good stuff and you take care of it. I mean, if you buy,
I can tell by looking around this basement that you've taken care of this stuff pretty well.
what in particular are you?
That wall
searching?
with the big hole in it there.
Actually, that's intentional because that is a bathroom without heat under. It's an unheated bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep the pipes from freezing, they put a hole in the wall to keep warm air flowing under there, so the pipes don't freeze.
I don't think that's up to code.
Haven't had any problems with it. Anything else to complain
No,
about?
I mean, there's just a lot of, what I would call, I guess the nice way to say it is
It should just.
disused ephemera, I guess.
I mean,
I hesitate to use the word knickknacks because knickknacks implies a certain, what's the word I'm looking for?
Charm.
Yeah, exactly.
what in here doesn't qualify as a knickknack and lacks charm?
That
The hole in the wall.
the hole in the wall,
We've already done.
the open box of baking soda.
That
looks like
takes
it's
odor out of you.
Oh, I know what it does, but that box looks like it's from. It looks like one of those boxes you'd see in one of those like old, like fake, like old time apothecary, like at a museum or something like that.
I mean,
It's made of. It's not even made of cardboard. It's like.
yeah. Well, you find it.
Well, you
Cool
just
box,
tell me
refill
you're
it.
refilling that thing.
Yeah, I like the old box. So you just buy new baking soda and pour, and then you have that little box which is like what, 8 ounces, and you buy like a 5-pound bag of baking soda for, 5 cents a pound as opposed to $2 for that box, and then you just go around and refill them twice a year.
How do you pour the baking soda from the
Funnel.
giant?
All right. What about something like this here?
Those are going to be part of my this year's Christmas gift. It's going to reuse those old bike tires and tubes.
Okay.
You gonna keep going here? You're getting shut down.
I don't think I could stop, to be honest with you. I mean, some of this stuff. How old is this house?
1914,
So it's 106 years old, roughly.
something like that. Yeah. It's been added to and updated over the years.
Very poorly.
Right.
No, that's not fair. I'll tell you what I was looking at. These things. I remember these from when I was a kid. Because,
Testers,
What's that?
testers,
Testers.
testers paint.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
That's what they're. The name brand.
You can't even open these. It's so old.
I screw the lid on tight so they don't dry out.
But I used to use these for like model building, right?
Yeah, I have some models.
I don't see any around here.
There's a Superbird up there, and actually that's going to be used in the gift too. There's a Ford Shelby, or a Shelby up above that rotary phone on the second to top shelf.
Near that.
The turpentine, in between the
that-
turpentine and the rotary
Near
phone.
this. What is this here?
Expo.
This thing of sour cream.
That's actually has a cleaner in it. I
Okay. Right.
bought that. There's that bucket next to it.
Yeah,
of
I see.
cleaner. That's the smaller version of it that I use.
Yep.
The Shelby is on the shelf below.
I see it.
go for 3, I think.
Well, I think it's just really I think we have different design aesthetics.
I'm happy with everything I have, and I use everything I have, and I keep everything as
What's
a
in that?
purpose.
What's in that big circular bin over there behind you? That black bin.
A lot.
The thing.
The garbage bag. Oh, that's soft water. That's a salt water tank. The garbage can has a lot of hair in it. But I cut my hair like right in that corner over there. Actually.
Is that Chromebook loaded yet?
Doesn't look like it.
Has it advanced at all?
There's no bar, it just says connecting now.
Connecting now, it says, or just connecting.
It says connecting now. But it said
What is it
now for like, probably over an hour.
It's
What's
kind
the-
of a. It's kind of a. What do they call that? Not a. Something can't really be connecting now. You know
Either
what I
it is
mean?
or it isn't.
It's either is or it isn't. You know, what do they call that? Like a.
Bifurcated.
No,
It's like an on-off switch or something.
but like not a catch-22, but like an impossibility.
I think that is a conundrum.
Maybe.
What's the connection? Is there a connection rate? Do you know? Like,
Yeah.
I guess what's
Is
the
there a
rate
bar?
and what's the?
Is there a bar on
How much
All it
connection
says, it's just a still image that says connecting now. There's no percentage or bar or
Well,
anything.
can we back into it though? Like, do you know what it's connecting to and how big the thing it's connecting to is?
I mean, I can have a look.
Or maybe it's hung up.
So I was going to show some of the world's hardest puzzles,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know why it's not working now. It was working earlier.
Is it like a slideshow or what?
No, just still.
Video?
Is it set to music?
No, it was just still images that I was gonna.
You should set it to music.
Well, if it's not even loading a single image, I can't imagine how it would do with audio as well.
Yeah.
Actually,
But that
images
would be
take
nice.
more bandwidth than audio does.
Is that true?
I think so. So maybe you should have done an audio display instead of a visual, I guess.
I need to show the puzzle.
Or talk,
image.
tell
Show
them.
like an oscillator, you mean? Like a physical manifestation of sound?
It would just be the sound, I think. Oh yeah, it would play the oscillator. Or it could be a description, someone describing the puzzle.
That's it.
Oh, is it still loading?
No, it's shown up, but it's just really small.
I went to a concert one time that was at the in this like my one dorm I lived in college had like a restaurant in the basement. They used to have like shows there, like rock shows or whatever. And I remember one that I went there and there was a band, and then there was a guy sitting like kind of in the back with an oscillator, just like a screen
Uh-huh.
with an oscillator, just oscillating.
Do you think he was deaf?
I don't know. I think he was with the band,
Oh,
and like he was just sitting there with an oscillator, using it.
sort of like to monitor to make sure that they had the right frequencies? They were
I
playing
don't
the
know.
right.
I think he thought it was like cool or hip or something.
Was he showing it for himself to see, or is he like playing it for everybody around to watch?
And I don't know. Where it was located seemed strange because it was in the back of the room. It's like nobody could really see it. He was just sitting back there with an oscillator. I don't really even understand what those things are, to be honest with you.
I don't think they need him anymore. I think they had a
I
purpose.
think at the time it was even back then, which would have been the early '90s. It was considered sort of like maybe what like today like a what's something that was like technologically innovative like
CB radio.
Something that was technologically innovative like in the mid 2000s. Cell phones.
Yeah. Smartphones, maybe.
Yeah.
So he was like sitting in the back with a smartphone.
No, the opposite. Like something that had like like sort of
No, like today, sitting. It would be like sitting in a concert today with a smartphone in the back.
yeah,
This is what he was doing.
right.
A smartphone from the early mid 2000s, not a new one.
I also remember
Like a small one about like that big.
Yeah.
You like sit in the back of the venue with the phone like 3 inches by 2 inches.
Yeah.
Just trying to draw attention to yourself.
Uh-huh.
basically. Sorry I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. I'm just going down memory lane. I also remember a show I saw there once where there was a guy who was playing who had lived on the same hall as me, and the first dorm I lived at college, and I couldn't stand him. He was like, I think he sort of fashioned himself as sort of like a low rent Anthony Kiedis,
Okay.
kind of like
Lower rent, Anthony Kiedis?
even lower rent, yeah. And he was performing on stage and decided to take his shirt off. And he was a good-looking guy and everything, and like he was in good shape and all that stuff. But when he did it, everybody started booing. it was great.
All those years of hatred finally got what we were looking for.
I've got thousands of stories like that.
Of people getting booed that you disdained like at some point in their life, eventually getting booed. So you feel like redeemed, I guess. Like I knew that guy deserved booze like from
exactly
the first time I met him, and
Right,
now
right.
he's finally got what's been coming.
Like, you
to
guys
him.
are just catching up to this? This guy's an asshole,
Yeah.
Come on. Look at him. Looks like Anthony Kiedis.
It's frustrating. It takes something as obvious as taking your shirt off for them to realize it, though. Like it's been apparent all those
I don't know
years.
what he thought he was going to accomplish with that.
Cheer? Do people cheer when people take their shirts off? Is that fun to work with gloves on?
Yeah, it has little like pads on the pointer finger and
Oh, yeah.
thumb. So it doesn't work with these three, but it works with
Is that more
that
expensive
one.
to get all 5 fingers?
Yeah. Yes. Same with this one. This is sort of a mirrored version of that one.
The pinky and the ring finger?
No, same. Those two.
It's like a mirror image of one another. You know what I mean?
The glove is?
Yeah.
Why would you need it on the same fingers on both hands?
I think just so you can,
It's a good question.
with the thumb, so you can tie it
Oh.
like that. But yeah,
Wow.
I don't know why you'd ever need to be doing both of those at the same time.
Are you one of these typers?
Yeah, just like that.
Really? I was never able to do that. I think I'm too old. I think there's an age cutoff there.
What do you
You
do?
do that? You do that thing? You're a little younger than I am.
Yeah.
So how do you type?
This?
Just with one finger
Yeah.
like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What, you like that on a keyboard? as
No,
well?
I'm not a great typer, but
Well, I
I'm
guess
a
that's-
decent typer on a keyboard. I'm not like a hunter pecker, or what they call them. Is that what they call them?
Hacker? Yeah.
Well, typing on a keyboard involves more fingers than just the two thumbs. So if you can do typing on a keyboard like that using you should be able to do just the two thumbs.
I know.
But your
I
thumb is-
agree. I'm not. This isn't something I'm proud
Oh,
of.
okay. No, I'm
But
just.
your thumb is only used on the space bar, so he probably doesn't have developed his. He's probably got undeveloped thumbs or under. He has a bar like that big that he's
Yeah.
been hitting
I've
his
also
thumb
got
on.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to
extremely
use it.
large vocabulary, and I know a lot of very long words, so I don't hit a space bar maybe as much as somebody else would.
Even
Somebody who has
more.
maybe didn't go to as good of a college as I did.
Then people ask you what you're talking about, and then you need to explain,
Yeah.
which then takes up more spaces than if you had just used more common words.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically doing it typing twice, typing everything twice.
I guess I never thought of it like that. You're really giving those ankles what for?
Could be like that.
It's mesmerizing,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
I almost feel like I need to put those back on my.
Well, you might want to save them.
Well, I
They'll
gave
shrink
them
after
to
you
you.
wash them. All right.
They're yours now. Do whatever you want with those things.
Could put both of them on one leg and have one longer leg.
One extremely
That can
long.
happen. That can happen to some people where one leg starts growing.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, there was a player for the Red Wings who, one of his legs was 3 inches shorter than the other one.
So did he have like hockey skates that had a blade that
I don't think so. I think he,
like a 6-inch blade and a 3-inch blade?
that's a good question. I don't think he did though. I think he just, I guess you just, if you grow up with one leg shorter than the other, that one of the legs probably develops different musculature. So he was using one leg different from the other. I think at first you're probably, I guess, just going around in circles until you figure out.
I guess it's what you're used to. Maybe.
So it didn't happen over time. It wasn't one leg grew or the other one shrunk.
Actually, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I'll look into that.
Or was he born with a leg that was 3
I
inches
don't
longer and
know.
it always stayed 3 inches?
Don't know.
Or was it could have been proportional? Like, was it an inch longer when they were a baby, and then as you grew, it eventually became 3 inches? Or
Or they both could have moved, so one gets longer and the other one gets shorter.
oh, like it sort of pulls like a string on a
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that extra bone and muscle has to come from somewhere.
So it just goes onto the other leg.
Mm-hmm.
Like a conveyor belt. Or like at the airport with the luggage carousel.
Right. I guess the question is, and maybe, well, if they start expanding like how long humans can live, if they figure out how to like find that gene, I mean, eventually would your one leg come out of, would the one leg come out of the other legs? Like would it completely disappear at some point? So that your foot would be,
You have a foot on both ends of one leg.
But I mean, how long would you have to live for that to happen? I mean, if it's 3 inches at age 30, I mean, you have to live to be like 900 years old, right?
People are living longer and longer.
Yeah,
I know, that's what I mean.
we're
Yeah,
almost
so
there,
maybe
you know?
in a few hundred years that will start happening with people. It just hasn't happened yet.
Do you think it happens to everybody? But some people it happens faster than others. Like over our life, do you think like we lose like 1/10 of an inch or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
Well, I know aren't people supposed to get short? I know I used to be 6 feet tall. I'm 5'11" now.
yeah. So like, but
I have
is-
no idea what happened to that. I mean, seriously, how does that? I mean, what does that mean? My spine's compressing?
I think so. Yeah, you're just losing like maybe losing some cartilage in your knees. Maybe slouching a little bit.
I think that's it. I had a doctor one time tell me that my posture sickened her. I don't think that actually happened. I think that's something I think
Could you tell the one look on her face?
false memory or something like that? Yeah, I think I felt that
Yeah.
and you know, kind of projected that onto her.
I guess that's, I mean, when you think about it, I think it would be great to live forever, right? And we might be able to find the gene that we put a stop to it and you stop aging. But, like, what if your legs are getting off like a tenth of an inch over the course of your lifetime? And you live to be like 10,000 years old? Like, everybody will have 2 feet.
I don't understand why, like Jamie was saying though, why would there be, you'd have one leg with a foot at either end?
You're basically, if it's like the conveyor belt thing, one leg is contracting, the other one is getting longer.
So you just have like a foot here come out of your hip? Like
Eventually,
hip bone?
I think your legs would get shorter and longer, like as Jamie said, till it came around and through, and you would have.
But at the point that the other foot, it'd just fall off, though, right?
Maybe.
I don't think feet just fall off.
Not your feet fall off, your leg and the 2 feet would fall out of your hip.
Either way, you would only need one gene,
Yeah.
like as you were saying.
And then as you hem your jeans, you save the parts you cut off, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over the lifetime of your jeans, you're
Yeah.
just like
I think we've come full circle with with these.
So you should probably save these.
Yeah.
right?
That's what I originally said. To
Oh.
put them on the
Okay.
sew them both onto
Yes.
onto
Okay.
the one leg.
It's making sense now.
But you don't know which leg is going to get longer, so maybe don't do it right away.
Well, and also, yeah, well, although we are living longer, like you said.
Are clothes lasting longer? Are our clothes lasting long enough to like account for how much longer we're living?
I feel like I think old clothes. Well, maybe it's just because they're old though. How's that Chromebook coming?
Still just connecting.
Is it still connecting now, or is it?
It doesn't make any. If it's connecting now, it should have already connected. I'm not even sure if that's physically.
Well, maybe it's just frozen then.
But even if it was frozen, I take issue with connecting now.
Well, it has to be connecting at one point, and when it is connecting, it has to be happening at some point. Which was originally now.
But what's now? You know,
Well, according
it's
to
the
this,
eternal
like
question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 hours ago. I don't know.
Is that a picture of the puzzle on the Chromebook?
Kind of looks like it. I don't know what there looks. That looks like a. Is that a picture of Australia?
I don't know. That's just. It's an ocean.
Can you
So it
click?
could be Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Can you click on that? Is there anything on that Chromebook that you can click on to connect?
I can enlarge this.
Is that Chromebook interactive? Is the screen of the Chromebook? Do you need to click on something on that to open
how
up?
big that is now. Oh yeah, can you make it so? Can we see what's on the screen of the Chromebook in that picture?
Well, that's not the puzzle. Because I've seen the picture of the puzzle.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it.
Can you open the puzzle?
You know what,
That looks
though?
like a menu.
But it looks like a coral reef, though, doesn't it? I think it might be.
It might be.
Yeah.
Can you open the puzzle from that Chromebook? Like that menu that's popped up. Is that puzzle on
Yeah, what does
there?
that menu say?
Well, the Chromebook, Acer Chromebook, the one I have, isn't touchscreen, so it would have to be either the trackpad or the keys.
Try clicking on the
But I don't know if
trackpad.
you can use a mouse on a trackpad. Because the trackpad leads the mouse.
Oh yeah.
So you can't use a mouse to use the trackpad.
How?
Is that when you hover over the trackpad with your pointer? Is the pointer on that picture moving? It doesn't look like it.
I'd have to enlarge it more to be able to see.
That should be big enough, right? That does look like a coral reef.
But she said it was a puzzle.
No, I think the puzzle is what's loading, right? The puzzle is what's
Is the puzzle connecting?
that's
or
what's
loading?
connecting. Well,
What's connecting? I guess.
Well, the thing that's connecting has nothing to do with what's on the screen of that Chromebook. It's a completely unrelated image.
Is that the problem?
maybe that is the problem.
Well, I don't see why anything has to be happening on the screen of that Chromebook. That's just a picture of a Chromebook.
Why would they put it there though if it didn't mean anything? Why would they just have the text?
It's not.
That's
That's not for me to answer.
Well, I think you're not trying to answer. We got to think it through. And if you
Well, I'm
just
saying I
dismiss me,
shouldn't. I'm not dismissing. I'm just saying I shouldn't answer it because I have no idea why that they've designed the image that way. I have nothing to do with this. That's just what's showing up.
What does that picture imply, do you think? Not the picture on the Chromebook, but the picture of the Chromebook. What does it mean? Like if it once it connects, does that picture go away?
I have no idea. Well, when it was working before, that image disappeared, and it brought up a big image of a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like a loading screen or a connecting screen, and that should completely disappear. But for
Mhm.
some reason now it's not moving from there.
how much longer should we give it?
A few hours.
Is it connecting to your internet in Australia?
Good question.
Does it have to connect back to there? Does your Chromebook
Oh.
even?
No.
I just thought of something. This doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, though, but I was going to ask about this earlier. It's the winter solstice today.
Right.
Is it the summer solstice today in Australia?
I don't know what the time is over there.
But it's got to be, right?
I think so.
Or is it? Does it matter? I mean, like where?
Does the solstice change based on what
Uh,
latitude you're at? Did your days start getting shorter today in Australia?
I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to anyone there since a couple of days ago.
I think I'm going to die if I drink any more coffee.
I'm feeling bad in a number of ways.
I think we might. I think we made good progress.
Put the one piece together. We should keep those two together and put them on top, I guess.
Yeah,
These two.
Which ones?
those two that we did, or
Yeah.
Al did. There's is this in there?
So is the consensus that the middle piece is in the
I
headphones?
think so.
Should we put the headphones in the box?
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we put a note on them?
I think we'll remember, don't you?
Do you think, is it possible to sell this puzzle or anything?
I mean, I haven't had a garage sale in a while, but I can see myself letting go of this
In
thing
early?
down the road, maybe.
Well,
Should I shut this? I'll just give up on the Chromebook.
Okay.
what if it was just about to come up though?
Yeah, I know. I hate to be, start the process all over again.
Well, I don't want to be the one to turn it off.
What if we all put our fingers on the trackpad at the same time?
I don't think so.
And said 1, 2, 3, and we all pressed, so we wouldn't really know.
That trackpad, or this one?
That one.
This one?
No, the other one.
This one.
Yep. What if we all like hover over the stop button or whatever?
So then it's a group decision.
No, we don't know who actually is. If we all press at the same time, we won't know who turned it off.
No,
Oh, like
Yeah.
a Ouija board, how people think that one person is moving the thing.
yeah.
No, I was thinking more like an execution where like one
Yeah,
person
yeah.
doesn't have a bullet.
Yeah, right,
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah.
No, only one person has a bullet.
I
right?
thought it was one person didn't, so then you could think, well, maybe I didn't shoot the person. Because they probably need a bunch of bullets to
No,
kill
but
somebody.
you want to be the one who shoots the person, though, right? If you're an exexecutioner, isn't that?
I
your
think you can
stock
get
and
away.
trade?
They can't convict you of murder if they try to arrest, they can't arrest. Like if you have 5 executioners and one doesn't have a bullet, if they try to charge the guy with murder, he'll say, They can't prove beyond a reasonable
Yeah,
doubt that you killed the
at that
person.
point, I mean, if you're an executioner, you're not going to be charged with murder, right?
That's why.
Oh,
That's how they get around it. Because murder is murder.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're an executioner, you all can say you can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that I killed the person because one of these guns didn't have a bullet.
Right.
I think that's the.
It seems multiple executioners seems like a waste of money. But I guess they don't really do that anymore.
That's
You'd
probably
only
what I
need
said.
2.
One with a bullet and one without.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, why you have more than 2? There's no reason to have more than 2.
I think if someone misses or you don't
Oh,
hit a vital
yeah,
organ
I
or something
suppose
like
so,
that, because if
yeah.
they try to kill you and you don't die, they can't try to kill you again.
That's right. Yeah.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah, you're right. And I think they have to. They probably have to pay your hospital bills too.
Right. Set you free.
Yep.
But you made an interesting point, which was, do they want to be the one
Yeah.
to kill the person, or do you hope that you're
I mean,
the one?
I think if you know,
Do you have a choice? I guess.
So
I mean,
if you're a firefighter, you hope there's a fire because that's your job, but also you don't want there to be a fire.
well, there's not one person that doesn't have water in their hose, though. Is there?
maybe like as a gag, like the
Or
rookie
put a cake in or
firefighter or
something,
whatever.
yeah.
Like they go to fight a fire and there's a rookie firefighter and they don't.
Laugh at him.
Yeah, they don't put water in his hose.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
But yeah, I guess it depends. Like if you want to be an executioner, if you choose to do that, then you probably want the bullet. But is it like a sort of like a jury duty type thing, executing people, where you just like once you register to vote?